like.
Next Kingdom.
Fuck that house now. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it. Niggas just can't take it. Yeah.
Yo, we here. We got the gang here. We got Sing here, Chubbs here, Rage, Pete. Y'all make sure to hit that like button, yo. Hopefully we're live on Twitter. Somebody checked if we're live on Twitter. Hit that like button, subscribe. It's the Kingdom. It's draft night. We're about an hour and 40 from the draft? Almost 2 hours.
Trying not to think about it, dude.
We're finally here.
Yeah.
All this time and all this talking about it, we're finally here.
Yeah, man. Again, hit that like button. We just got the breaking news of the draft measurements. So we're about to go through these draft measurements, see whose draft stock is rising. Let us know in the comments too. Shout out to let me do some shout outs to the comments like we used to do. Shout out Kwamani Wright, Ramon, what's good? Yo, Brooklyn. We up. TZVI, Alex Burner, what's good? Brian Francis, what's good? Joey BK, D Rents, and Jix. Shout out to you guys, yo. Yeah, y'all. So the draft measurements. Let's get right to it because there's a lot of these colleges are so shameless when they just put these heights on the draft or on their on the websites, and you think these guys are 7 foot. Ace Bailey 6'10", Jace Richardson 6'3". But we got some, news. Let me know, like, Chose, what are you thinking about these draft measurements? Because who is your surprises and who is your like disappointments? I saw Thomas Sorber was 6'9" and a fourth barefoot. Rashir 6'8" and a fourth barefoot. Derek Queen 6'9" and a fourth barefoot. So Derek Queen was pretty good. Go ahead,
That there's a lot of surprise 6'11" and up guys. I didn't think we would get that much.
Yeah.
You usually think most of the guys that are mocked are usually like 6'8", around that. The only real like 6'11", 7 foot guys are probably Malawatch and maybe Asanul, because it was always a mystery what Derek Queen was. It was a mystery what Thomas Sorber was. Derek Queen being 6'9" barefoot, that was a surprise. That might shoot him top 10, might mess around and be top 5. Jace Richardson being 6 foot, that kind of shocked me a bit. He'll be shorter than Jalen Brunson for what it's worth. Jeremiah Fears being 6'3", and I'm a little indifferent to him now, but I think the biggest one is Ace Bailey being 6'7" barefoot. Because I believe Rutgers had him 6'10". It was potentially could be a potential 7-footer. Now you kind of have to look at him a little different. Maybe look at him as a different position than what he's mocked at.
Yeah,
I don't think he can be he can definitely be a 3. I don't think he can be a 4 at 6'7", especially if you're gonna throw him at guys like the 4s of the world that might need to move around.
Colin Murray Boyles at 6'6", because a lot of people are saying that's a good measurement for him, 6'6" and 3/4, I think, with barefoot. And if he's gonna be a power forward, I think that's still kind of small for me. But like I said, his wingspan and his frame were impressive. Like I think he was in the 220s, 220 pounds, something like that. Very, very impressive. Where's Siphon here?
What about VJ? I think that's the story. Instead, we've been hearing that he's 6'2" and he's actually 6'4" barefoot.
Yeah, VJ was
VJ and Dylan being the same height is definitely a major development as well.
Did you guys think they looked like the same height? I thought for sure Dylan Harper would be taller. I'm shocked.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna be like 6'5" with barefoot. I thought he was gonna be 6'5" barefoot because they were saying 6'6" point guard, but I looked up basketball shoes, and technically it depends on what shoes you wear, but basketball shoes usually add like an inch to like a centimeter. It's just like 1.25 inches. It depends on what you wear. Some do 2 inches, but it's like, it's rare, but it's usually 1 inch to 1.25 inches. So all these guys barefoot, just add probably an inch for me like that. Yeah, and I think that's probably like true heights because now in the NBA they're using true heights now. It's not before it was with shoes on and guys used to be different heights, but now when the rules changed recently, it's like it's barefoot. Shout out to John in the chat. He said Kamon blew his draft class away with his measurements. Definitely more open to getting Kamon at 7. Yeah, bro, Kamon.
He's going higher than 7.
The best measurables in the draft. I mean, he, like I said, 7 foot barefoot, 250 for an 18-year-old. I mentioned Kamon is one of the youngest guys in this draft. Like, I think he's like the 4th youngest. 18 years old with that 7 foot barefoot, 200, and he has a 9'8" standing reach. Isn't like, think about the 9'8" standing reach. A basketball rim is 10 foot. Just think about that.
Honestly, what is stopping GMs from taking him 4?
Come on, right?
What is stopping a GM from taking him 4? Honestly,
I think it's just like the project, because people think he's a project and he's not ready. His hands are not good. The rebounding scares some people. And then I think it's the shooting. I think it's hard to say if it will translate. Now in the combine, they do have shooting drills, so I'm interested to see if he participates. But I know he made those 13 threes or whatever threes in the workouts recently, but it's still hard to say if his shooting's going to translate.
Edited, AJ. Come on, you know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
he makes it. You heard the coaches. You heard the coaches counting. You heard the coach. You heard the coaches counting. I'm not saying he could shoot or not. I'm just saying like we have to see it in the NBA. Like I say, all these drills and all these combine drills. It's like I said, this is the hardest part about drafting and scouting. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get when you get to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know. You could think you know, but you don't really know. You know, except for like the for sure's. I mean, of course, the Cooper and the Dylan, you know for sure. But everybody else, I feel like it's kind of like a toss up. You're hoping for the best, you know, with development and the right situations. Shout out Orlando. He said, yeah, Yegor at 6'8", 3/4 barefoot. Yeah, that surprised me for sure. I thought he was gonna be. He's at least. I think he's at least gonna be 6'11" and shoot. If he's a real point guard, he's at least gonna be 6'10", 6'11" and shoots.
He needs to go to a team that's gonna open up his ability just to score. He could very easily turn into a Ben Simmons, a Markelle Fultz, where he might shrink up when it comes to actually putting the ball in the basket. If he can get people around him that can craft his game and also just not make him freeze up to score, he will be a problem, especially at 6'8" now. Like he might be 6'11" running point. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be insane. Who else is in the chat? Yeah, shout out to John. He said Yegor might have raised up. Yeah, like I said, I think the problem with him is teams don't know if he's going to be a true point guard because his handle is it's kind of shaky. And then his burst, his athleticism is not as good. You know, his athleticism is not as good, and he's really ball screen reliant. Like he needs a ball screen to get open, like kind of go downhill or get separation. It's hard for him to get separation without a ball screen, and that's worrisome.
Can I make a point over here, AJ?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Everyone knows Wilco from Floor and Ceiling. I interviewed him and I asked him, who do you think has the ugliest shot in the draft class? Igor. What was the answer? That's another big point that I think a lot of people don't think about with this draft class in general. Is the shooting real or not? And man, the measurables look great, but does it translate?
That's the problem. Like I think like we got to really figure out, because when his percentages in college, it's like they weren't good. And then I know in the NCAA tournament he made like a couple threes, so it did like, you know, okay, we might be able to make the threes, but it's like it's hard to say if it will translate or not with Yegor, man. But like I said, the height and the measurables are fantastic. If he develops a handle and then maybe works, let me ask you guys: can you teach? Like you can't really teach athleticism, but can you do drills or work out to get faster? Let me ask y'all that, like, because Yegor needs to get faster, like he needs to get more explosive. Do you think like that could work for him, or like he's just what he is at 18, 19, 20, whatever age he is.
Oh, you can go for it. Or
Whatever,
you guys can go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I just say real quick. I mean, I gotta think that you could obviously get him a little bit faster, and I think in terms of like his shot, I mean, in terms of ugly, yes, definitely ugly, but at least it's fluent. At least it's not a slow jumper. He can get it off. Not at a. It's not necessary. It's not. You're not looking at a Kyle Anderson right now. Like he at least has a fluent, quick jumper, and he can definitely get a little bit quicker. But that's obviously we're looking at right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll say this. There are exercises where he can work on his acceleration and burst of speed, or first step. But in terms of just pure speed running, if you're kind of just slow, you're just slow.
Yeah.
Like I think the best you can do is maybe fix your mechanics running. But outside of that, if you really are slow, there's not much you can do. Maybe improve your burst, or like Kyle Anderson, you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, like slow mo. Yeah, I think like there's certain drills I think you can get faster, but it's like the athleticism part is where they say you can't teach athleticism, right? And with Yegor, I think he's kind of just is what he is. But like you think about the people like who are not athletic in the NBA, because there's a bunch of guys who are not athletic in the NBA that are still successful. Like Luka, Jokic can't jump over a stack of books. Luka's not athletic. There's a lot of guys who are not athletic, but the skill kind of takes over. So even Josh Giddey, who Yegor is compared to, even Josh Giddey, he's not that really athletic. So it's like if the skill overwhelms the athleticism, that's where I think Yegor kind of succeeds. But it's like we don't know if the shooting skill, that's the swing. The swing is the shooting. If the shooting is going to translate, you know what I'm saying? And his ability to get downhill as a point guard and get advantage creation. Shout out to John in the chat. Yeah, he said Combine and Yegor with Brooklyn's lottery pick and trading up for Yegor wouldn't be disappointed. Brooklyn getting bigger at center and point guard would be a game changer. Shout out to Insider J. What's good, bro? Yeah, Yegor being 6'10". Yeah. He's like I think that great measurables, man. Great measurables. I would say the most impressive measurements was definitely Yegor, Derek Queen, Rasheer Fleming. I think Rasheer Fleming had like a 7'5" wingspan, which is insane. Was it 7'5"?
Yeah. I forgot the other guy's name from Stanford, Maxi Renault. He's actually 7 foot.
Yeah,
Maxime, is that his name? I don't know.
Maxine Raynard, right?
Yeah, Raynard. He's also another 7 footer. So I think. So yeah, I think he's also one that could go first round. Just he's a 7 footer. I mean, you can't pass on that if you're looking for a center. You really can't.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. If you're joining us right now, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. I don't think we're not live on Twitter. It's saying like it won't let me go live on Twitter for some reason. It keeps saying like
it's because we have to have a premium account. Like you gotta be paying for Twitter.
I have a premium account though, but it won't let me.
Yeah, let me drop out and you may have to. Let me see if I can connect your.
Yeah, connect. I might just send you my password. Say, let me send you my password so you can connect. Hold on.
I'm about to say, maybe is there like an ultra plan, yo, that you don't
have? Like why did I let me? Yo, that's crazy.
Bum ass Elon, man. Bum ass Elon.
StreamYard, yo, y'all not getting no sponsorships no more. Like now, I hope, but yeah, if you join us right now, hit that like button, grab your drinks, your popcorn. We're gonna work on trying to get Twitter live. We're waiting for the lottery, so it's gonna be. I mean, how y'all feeling? Like, are y'all nervous?
Very,
to say the least.
Like, shouts to the chat. Yeah, Showtime. Shouts. Yeah, Solus was good. Insider J was good. When are we getting the European pair? I think Michael Scotto put out a tweet. He said that like Trayor, Behringer, all those guys are still playing. So like in their leagues. So I think they're gonna get them like later on. I think before June though. But I think later on after their seasons are done, because I think Trayor and Behringer, all those guys in Australia or the New Zealand league, they're still playing.
Yeah, I think there's a European combine. A matter of fact, I might be wrong. You could check me on it, but I'm pretty sure there is for everyone in Europe and the other leagues.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is. Shout out to Khan. She said D-Long clocks to Dallas for Kyrie and AD. Shout out to Junior, currently hyperventilating. Joey said he's nervous. Matt said he's nervous. Yeah, y'all. This joint, like, I was watching Brian Windhorst, and he put us at the top of like the list for like I think he had us, Spurs, Houston. I forgot who else he had on that list, but like the list of like who really needs a great draft pick. We were at the top though.
You know what's crazy? I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of media heads have us taking Cooper Flagg. I don't know if that's just big market propaganda being pushed, but
Yeah.
I'm just seeing it more and more. And I think there is a chance we do get a top 3 pick. There's just certain stuff going on where it's like, why would we do this if we're not getting a top 3 pick?
Yeah.
Like Coleman, Kenyon, and all of them going to the watch party. There's no way they're inviting them for us to pick 9th or some dumb shit. like Jay said, there's no reason. So I hope we put a word in. I hope the gods bless us, and I hope we get top 3. I'm good with top 3. I don't care which, as long as it's top 3.
No, the top 3, right? Yeah, top 3 is How would y'all feel about 4? Would y'all feel some way about 4 or not?
I think you should celebrate if we're in the top 4 because the chances are we're going to be like 7th or 8th. So top 4 and up, I'm happy.
I'm happy with that as well. Yeah,
that's a good point. And then ultimately, if you think about it, like if we land 4 and the Hornets land 3, we still do have a really good chance at taking Ace Bailey. I don't see the Hornets drafting Ace Bailey at 3 when they have Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges, unless they want to move off one of them.
Do you even want Ace with the new measurements? Does it, like, of course the talent is still there, right? But does that affect your draft board?
I was gonna say Ace's measurements. What y'all feel about that?
I think it's not too terrible because I think ultimately we were talking about it and like he's a kind of a natural 3, and I don't want him really playing any other position on our team. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I feel he's a natural 3, and 6'7" I think is a almost perfect 3 height, 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that. A lot of people were talking about Ace Bailey's height. To me, I don't think it hurts his draft stock because, like I said, he's basically almost the same height as Cooper Flagg. Like they're both probably like with shoes on like 6'8", maybe close to 6'9". And I still think that's a pretty good size for a wing. For a wing, I mean, he's got to gain weight, but he's 18. He's not, he's 202 pounds, I believe. What was his wingspan? Did they get his wingspan? But like, I think 202 pounds, 6'8" with shoes on.
7.5 foot wingspan.
7.5 feet. That's not too crazy. That's not too bad.
6'7.5" without shoes. 6'7.5".
6'7.5". Okay, I know Cooper's 6'7 3/4. So yeah, Cooper's probably closer to 6'9" than Ace is, but they're still probably around exact the same height. Like we're talking about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch. They're both basically the same height.
Yeah, and then technically Ace Bailey does have an half an inch wingspan on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's 18, so he can grow taller. He can grow taller.
Yeah.
Let's see. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to log into this. My Twitter, so saying could log in. Yo, somebody send Jay a link? Somebody send Jay a link?
Yeah.
Somebody send Jay a link. I gotta send League him a link and see if we can get Wilco on here too.
I'll send him a link. I'll get
Wilco. send Wilco a link. But yeah, if you're joining us right now, hit that like button. It's NBA Draft Lottery night. Put in the comments which prospects you guys want to talk about. The measurements dropped on ESPN. Jonathan Givney dropped all the measurements. So let us know in the comments whose measurements really surprised you. Shout out to BTB. He said VJ measurements better than expected. 6'6" in shoes. Yeah, VJ's wasn't. I was very impressed with VJ. His measurements. I was expecting like 6'3", 6'4". I was expecting like 6'3" without shoes on. So 6'4" without shoes on is really good. Really good.
I thought he was going to be 6'2" without shoes.
Yeah, I thought he was
really.
Yeah. Somebody said we'd love top 4, but I have a feeling we're dropping a 7 to 8. Shout out to Peoples Hernandez. Oh, day one Peoples Hernandez in here. Ace is literally the same height. Yeah, they're the same height. Like Cooper's like a little bit taller, a little bit, but he's like the same.
I gotta ask y'all, did y'all black out for Brooklyn today? Did y'all go to y'all work, wherever y'all went, blacked out?
I blacked out.
I blacked out as well.
Yeah,
you had to.
It's a law.
Yeah.
I'm live on mine. I don't know about you. And once you figure out your password, I can do it, but it's at least live on mine.
Oh, so we're on Twitter?
Yeah, I just signed up for it.
Yeah,
All right,
I
thank you,
just
thank
got
you,
the notification for it too. So
Good looks. My bad, saying I don't even.
No, it's all good.
I can't even remember my password, yo. You know when you have your password just saved, you're trying to log
Dude,
in.
I have the
You're
same
like,
password for anything. So if you can figure it out, then you can access
yeah,
like all my
it's all
accounts.
good. As long as because you, I'm saying I can see the views going up.
Yo, shout out to the chat and on Twitter.
Shout out to Twitter. Twitter, where you live, man. Yeah, we were just breaking down these measurements. So shout out to somebody said Will Riley. Yeah, Will Riley had some impressive measurements. Zach was good, bro. I see you in the chat. Yeah, so Ace Bailey, like I said, 6'7". That's not terrible. It's not the end of the world with no shoes on. Like I said, he's 6'8" with shoes on, 6'9" with shoes on, whatever you want to call it. Depends what shoes he wears. So I don't think that's gonna drop his stock. Now, Jace Richardson, somebody was saying that his his measurements were not that bad, but he's actually shorter than Jalen Brunson. Like he's got Michigan State put him at 6'3" on the website, and he's 6 foot without shoes on. Like where do these colleges get these heights from? Where these where these colleges do that at? Bro?
that's bad.
Oh, Danny Wolf, thank you, Danny Wolf. Yes, Danny Wolf was measured at 6'10", I think, without shoes on, right? I thought Danny Wolf was gonna be like 6'11" without shoes, or maybe 6'11" without shoes on, because I thought he was 7 foot. Like he looks like a legit 7 foot.
Yeah, 6'10" and a half without shoes.
Yeah, so he's basically like 6'11" with shoes on. 6'11". I thought he was gonna be 7 foot without shoes on. I mean, with shoes on. So I was like surprised at that. He's shorter than we expected, but it's not terrible. It's not the end of the world because he's still, he's still versatile at his position. Shout out to John. He said Jeremiah Fears. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think about Jeremiah Fears. Like, did you think his draft stock dropped, or did you think he's still, because before his measurements, he was a top 5 pick. But now he got measured like 6'2" and a quarter without shoes on. How y'all feel about that as a lead guard? Because we might possibly draft Jeremiah Fears. I mean, how you feeling about 6'2", bro?
At PG, it's not terrible. It's not
Yeah,
terrible. Like, obviously, we think about it like, obviously, I guess in this modern era, point guard is essentially like it's essentially positionless. Like you were 6'10", you're playing PG. You can be 6'1", you're playing PG. It's not a terrible height. I mean, I think in retrospect, you usually think of a point guard height as like a 6'3" at like flat, like 6'3". And so 6'2" and a half isn't crazy.
Yeah.
It's just ultimately, obviously, being that main point guard.
Yeah, because I think as a point guard, like I said, we're living in a new NBA is like a big guard world now. Like these guards are getting bigger, bro. Like we're seeing 6'6" point guards, 6'7" point guards. So I think the point with Jeremiah Fears, and like I said, these guys are 18, so these guys can still grow. Like I think Ace, Kamon, Jeremiah, and there's one more guy who's going to be 18 when they're drafted. Those guys still have potential to grow taller. Like the average male doesn't grow. I think our full height is not until 21. I think you stop growing officially at 21, if I'm not mistaken. If there are any doctors in the chat, pretty sure 21 is the age where you stop, getting taller. So these guys can still kind of grow. So we're not certain if it's gonna be their for sure height. But yeah, Jeremiah Fears, I just think his stock is just for me. It's not, I didn't say it rose or fall. It's just in the middle for me. Con Kneppel, how'd you guys feel about his height? 6'5", I think, without shoes.
They thought he was 6'7". We thought he was 6'7" the entire time, right?
Yeah, I thought he was 6'7". I thought he was all right. I thought he was gonna be at least 6'6" without shoes on.
I agree.
But the 6'5", and if you're telling me he's a small forward, shout out to Netcast. I was talking to him about it. He said like he has the frame to body up small forwards, but to me, I just think the athleticism at that NBA level and small forwards in the NBA are at least 6'10", 6'9", not 6'8" to 6'10" in the NBA, right? Am I bugging?
Yeah,
Small forwards?
that they're on average is like 6'9" and up.
Yeah, 6'9" and up.
Yeah,
Like,
at worst 6'8". So if
yeah,
you're gonna
at worst
put
6'8". Yeah,
6'5" Con Knipple on 6'8" people, yeah, good luck.
yeah,
I,
that's what I'm saying.
but like I've always said, like I don't think Con is 6'7". I always just looked at him, I'm like, yeah, no way he's 6'7". He's like at minimum 6'6".
Yeah, a minimum 6'6". Yo, if you're joining us right now on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like button. We're so close to the draft lottery. I see we got 172 on Twitter. Shout out to all the Twitters. If you're on Twitter watching us, hit that heart button. Also, maybe comment to somebody or DM Saint if you want to come up and if we know you though. We don't want no trolls, but if we know you, we might pull you up. We got some people coming through, but yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's known faces only, and up until like
no trolling. I don't want no
new
face coming in here.
No
Yeah, Wizards are getting Cooper. Yeah, Utah gang. I don't want no Utah gang in here. I don't want no Utah gang in here. It's only the family coming up here. Brooklyn family. Yeah, yeah.
How y'all feel about Trey Johnson though?
Yeah. I was just gonna get into Trey Johnson. I really liked his measurables. I think although he's 6'4" without shoes, I think like the wingspan was really good. He had long arms. 6'5". He's about probably like 6'5", close to 6'6" in shoes. So I still think I still like Trey's measurements. I don't know how you feel about Trey.
Those are really good measurements, honestly. I mean, if you're thinking essentially 6'6", well, I mean, I guess with shoes, like 6'4", 6'4" 3/4 is pretty good. Yeah. And then 6'10" and 1/4 wingspan is definitely very good.
Yeah, like I said, the scorer that he is, I still think. Well, we was gonna do a mock draft, but like I said, the top 3 for me is Cooper, Dillon, Ace, 4, 5, 6, 7. That all is interchangeable. Like that's where the draft gets like. Some people say the draft at 3 gets crazy, probably. But to me, the draft gets crazy at 4. Like I don't know who goes at 4, 5, 6. It really could depend on. It doesn't go best player available to me. It goes like what your team needs is. Like whatever your team needs at 4 or 5 or 6, I feel like you take it. I don't think it's like best available to me after that point. After top 3, I feel like it's not really best player available. It's more position what you need. That's just me.
So wait, you're settled in the VJ versus Ace Bailey debate?
I'm settled in. I'm taking Ace. I'm taking Ace over VJ. That's just me. I say, don't come at me in the chat. You can at me in the chat if you want. You can add me in the chat of war, but I'm taking Ace over VJ. If you let me know who you in the chat right now. If you're taking Ace over VJ or you're taking VJ or Ace at 3, because that's going to be debate. If we go to the lottery, it is the number 3 pick. That's what the instant debate is going to be on Twitter. Everybody's going to be arguing. Yo, we taking Ace. Yo, we taking VJ. Yo, we taking Fears. Yo, we taking. Yeah, there's going to be people talking about. Yo, we taking Common. Like 3 is like I think the debatable pick where people are just going to place who their favorite prospect is. But let us know in the chat like who's your favorite prospect at that 3. At that 3. All right, people saying VJ in the chat. Ace has the biggest upside. Shout out to Juan. We went in to capture the flag sweepstakes. Are you Nets fan, Dante? Edgecombe might surpass Ace in the draft combine. Yeah. And I'll give my reasoning before. Let me read John's comment about Trey. Trey's wingspan is interesting on his weight and height was He's going to have to rely on his scoring a lot to maintain his draft stock. Yeah, I agree. My reasoning for taking Ace over VJ is because me personally, I covet height and athleticism. And Ace is the taller prospect. Ace is the more skilled prospect. They both have very shaky handles. VJ's handle is not good. It's more just like he's like a straight line driver guy. Same with Ace. Ace's handle is not good. They both have bad handles, but I think Ace's shooting is way better than VJ's. I think catch and shoot wise, Ace is better. And with contested hands, I think we had Ace's analytics, and I think he shoots like 40% contested threes. I gotta double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's 40% contested. Here we go. Transition 3-pointers, 35%. Guarded catch and shoot, he shoots 43.9%. Guarded catch and shoot threes.
That's nothing short of ridiculous.
That's crazy. The crazy part is he shoots better with people guarding him than he shoots unguarded. Unguarded, he shoots 25.9. Guarded, he shoots 43.9. Like, where do they do that at? Like, that's a definition of a tough shot maker. Let me know in the chat. Like, don't y'all want a tough shot maker though? Like, when the chips are down in the playoffs, you need tough shots. And I'm not dissing VJ. I fuck with VJ, but it's just like I'm taking the height, I'm taking the athleticism, and I'm taking the tough shots at the worst. You know what I'm saying? I have to. Not saying VJ is a bad player or anything, but I'm just saying. And exactly, yeah, his ceiling. If Ace puts all his tools together, his ceiling is going to be insane. Some people say his ceiling could be better than Cooper if he puts it all together. If he puts it all together, they're saying his ceiling could be better than Cooper. Some don't say I said it. You can go. Paul George has said it. NBA players have said it. You know what I'm saying?
And those are measurables that are definitely going to be able to help you compete at a defensive end, at least just, from a physical standpoint. Obviously, you're going to need the other aspect of effort and just pure skill. But like having that type of having those type of measurables are very, very important. And with VJ, it's like a very, very good prospect as well, but like another guard with a shaky handle. So it's like you might as well get, I feel like, almost like another guard at that point, if you're going to take one.
Yeah.
Simply based off of how our team is. Like, you have Jeremiah and Trey Johnson right there. I think those are better options, but that's not discrediting VJ as a prospect.
Yeah. Yo, Jay's here. Jay's here. Jay.
Yo, what up, everybody? I wanted to for the VJ versus Ace conversation, and you expect everybody to get better with the proper coaching around them. Right now, if you know how playoff basketball is no longer the transition and you just get out and fast break, which VJ being an athlete would excel in that. Yeah. In a half court offense, do you think VJ can score anywhere near as well as Ace will? He can't. He cannot. And that's what playoff basketball is about. It's about, can you score in the half court?
Yeah.
Can you beat your man in the half court? Can you make shots in the half court? Right now, VJ doesn't have that. Can he grow into that? Sure. Yeah. But he doesn't have that. I'm taking the guy who is 6'7" and change, which means he's 6'9". Usually you add an inch and a half based on like sneakers. So you take the guy who's 6'9" at a position of need. And really the Nets, every position is a position of need, but Ace is a better fit for us if we have the number 3 pick.
Yeah. I agree with 1,000% with VJ, bro. Like, from what I saw in the tournament, he couldn't create a shot for himself. He couldn't create a shot for himself. Like, they would have to like either run it like kind of plays. Like, to me, where VJ's gonna succeed is off ball movement. Like, if they're running him off ball, catch and shoot, or running him off ball down pin downs, and then his transition scoring because he's so athletic, that's where he'll succeed. But as a creator, his handle is not good enough to create a shot for himself. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem for me. Like, as a guard, I know his defense is going to be great at the point of attack, but as a guard, like, you got to be able to create a shot for yourself for me. You know what I'm saying? And right now, it's limited. I'm not saying he won't get better at it, but it's limited. Like, he needs to go downhill. He needs straight line drives, right? He needs the coach to call him or play for him to get downhill. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because I don't think his handle is not. He don't got that bag to create a shot. And Ace, the thing with Ace, he has the footwork, he has the tools, he has the shot release, to get his shot off and create a shot in the half court. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's my problem with VJ. Let us know in the chat what you guys thinking about VJ versus Ace debate. Jay, what was your thoughts on the measurements? I wanted your real take about that, because like were you surprised about Derek Queen? I know people are surprised about Yegor, Derek Queen. Common, we knew he has the best measurables in the draft class. But yeah, Yegor, Derek Queen. What did you feel about that?
Yegor, for him to be a little bit more than 6'8", which means he's going to be about 6'10" in sneakers. If that kid drops to 19, I would pick him at 19, and trust your development. Well, depending on which pick we get, I would pick him at 19. Derek Queen, I thought he was going to be 6'8", seeing that he's 6'9" and change, which means he'd be about 6'11" in sneakers. For me, that's still too short for a center, because basically he's Day-Day's height.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we're not in the range to pick him, but he ended up being taller than I thought he was. I think the nipple, him being 6'5", y'all were talking about him a little while ago.
Yeah.
Look, CJ is 6'8". CJ is a small forward. Don't let the Nets fool you into thinking he's a power forward. CJ is a small forward. A 6'5" small forward who's not really athletic like that, he's going to be good on a team like San Antonio, who historically uses guys very well for position, whatever position they play. I know y'all mentioned Jace. I was shocked to see that he was 6 feet.
Bro, look what was up with that.
Shocked to see he was 6 feet. But he wasn't today. Yo, Gavoni had me on a train on the way home, looking at my phone like I was watching a thriller. Yo, like, what are we seeing? I was disappointed in Jeremiah Fears.
Yeah.
Because him being 6'2", when throughout the season it's been talked about that he's 6'4", okay, he's going to be 6'4" in sneakers. That's not really a big point guard. If we're talking about it, he's not a big point guard. He's shorter than Steph, basically, because Steph is 6'3". I thought Danny Wolf, I was very surprised that he's 6'10" and change, which means he'll be 7 feet in sneakers. And he's versatile. So a lot of the heights today, some of them surprised me in a good way, some of them surprised me in a bad way. And there were a few people, and I'm driving right now, so I can't look at it, who just became, do not draft that guy because his height ain't what I think it should be. Yeah. And the last person that I will say, for everybody who's been so high on CMB, yo, I hope the kid has a really good career. The idea that you would draft a 6'6" power forward, this is not the Charles Barkley era anymore. Like, I don't know what you think. He's the guy who's going to be expected to guard number 34 from Milwaukee. Yeah. He's the guy who's expected to guard AD. He's the guy that's expected to guard 3J. He's the guy that's expected to guard Evan Mobley. I don't know what y'all going to expect from him, man. I really don't. It's going to be a team that has to use him perfectly to get the best out of him. Because he's not even Zion Williamson in terms of athleticism for his height.
Yeah. And we talked about CMB, and it's like, to me, he was what, 6'8" without shoes on? No, 6'6" without shoes on. To me, like Draymond, he's a Draymond Green kind of comparison a lot, because his play style is more of a big, and I feel like at that height you gotta have to be more of a wing. At 6'6" without shoes on, you have to be a wing in this league, and he doesn't shoot. Like, his shooting is, I think, 20% from three. The defense, yes, the versatility is great. He has the frame to guard 4s and 5s probably because of his size, but you're still at a disadvantage if you're going against 7-footers. We saw Draymond struggling against the Rockets, Steven Adams, and that team. We saw Draymond struggling against the Wolves, Rudy Gobert. Like, he's not getting rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could have the frame and you could have the versatility at the defensive end, but it's like, if you're not providing that shooting versatility or that floor spacing, and then you're not providing, we just need size at this. Like I said, the NBA, the modern NBA, you need size. You need 7-footers. You need guys positional size. And I think with CMB, I'm not saying he's a bad prospect. Like, I think he's a good prospect, but the scary part of me, we had a video, go to our YouTube, we talked about CMB. We had a video of like, is he going to really fit in today's modern NBA? Because guys his height need to be able to shoot. Now, if he's able to shoot, that for me kind of changes a little bit more my side against him more, because then he can space the floor, and then he can be that dribble handoff, I can guard 4-5 threes maybe, and then I can, be effective at the NBA level because, like I said, he's going to be at a disadvantage because of his height. And the reason why Zion, we give Zion a pass at 6'6" because he's just an athletic freak. CMB is not an athletic freak. He's not. CMB is not an athletic freak. Zion is an athletic freak. So when he goes downhill, it's unstoppable because of he's just like a bowling ball that can jump, has a 40-inch vertical, and jumps out the gym. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we give Zion a pass for that 6'6" height because he's a superstar when he's on the court.
AJ, let me. No, I was gonna say with respect to CMB, if his wingspan was like 7'2", 7'3", something like that, then you could be like, okay, maybe he'll play taller. I don't like, and I know a lot of people are going to make the Draymond comparison. I don't like the Draymond comparison because Draymond, for me, has turned himself. Well, not turned himself, but he's going to make the NBA. He's going to make the International Basketball Hall of Fame because the reason why he's been so effective in his career is his physicality. That's one. Secondly, the way he sets picks. The guy gets the team at least an extra 20 to 30 points a game based on the picks that he's setting. Like he's just out there. He does things that'll never show up in the stat sheet. And the third thing that he does that really makes him effective against bigger players is he psychologically takes players out of the game. And he get people to thinking about shit that don't got nothing to do with basketball. Those are three really effective parts of Draymond's game that CMB will have to learn. That's not who he is right now. That's why Draymond is so effective. And that's why he's had such a long career. He got with the right team and he was able to maximize his talent on things that don't show up in the box score.
Yeah, that's facts. If you're joining us right now, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're on Twitter, hit that heart. And tell us some comments, send Sane a DM if you know any topics that you want. We're waiting on the draft lottery. So real quick, before we get into more of these prospects, the Giannis news. Cash said he wants to jump in. So Sane, if you're there, get Cash in here. Real quick on the Giannis news. So Shams went on ESPN today because I was watching NBA Today, and Shams went on NBA Today and was like, Giannis wants a win now team. He wants another star on his team. So the Giannis propaganda to me is just like when I heard that when Shams said that, I was like, okay, this Brooklyn Nets are about to pounce on Giannis. The Brooklyn Nets is a destination. Like, and then you heard Brian Windhorst today on ESPN. Oh, the trade package for Giannis is not the Nets don't have players. We don't have the player acquisitions for the Bucks to be a better team. Like, we don't have the players to get Giannis. We have the picks, but we don't have the players. So it's like that formula of our bad players for Giannis combined with Giannis wants a win now team and a star with him. It wouldn't make any sense for Brooklyn. So I think the Brian Lewis and maybe like some of these reporters putting the Nets in there, I think it's propaganda, a little bit of clickbait, and also our flexibility right now. But there's one kind of factor that I think if we do get Giannis, it's like the scary part is we don't have the players, right? Like they're not gonna want Noah Clowney, Dariq Whitehead, and I don't know, Cam Thomas or Claxton. They're not gonna want those guys, right? But if we get a Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, or Ace Bailey, do you think that changes anything for the Bucks? Like, do you think the Bucks are like, oh, wait, you're offering us Dylan with a couple pick capitals with Cam Johnson, Claxton, and a couple of mesh of that? Do you think that raises that package for us? Or is it like, nah, the Bucks still saying, nah, we rather go to New Orleans, get our picks back, or, go a different route, go to San Antonio, go to Houston and get better players? Like, what do you guys think about the Giannis situation?
Well, I think the Bucks would. Okay, if we got the third pick in this draft, and we drafted, I'd say at worst, like Ace Bailey, I think the Bucks would be interested in that. The problem is they would want Ace Bailey plus Claxton, plus whoever, maybe even Cam Johnson or whoever else, and then they're going to ask for 5 more picks. And at that point, it's the value's not worth it because you're not only are you giving up Ace Bailey, who I know he's a controversial prospect, his upside is amazing, and then you're giving up more draft picks, basically all the picks you got from the Knicks, and then Claxton, and then it's like, okay, the team is going to be Giannis, Cam Johnson. I assume they'll re-sign Cam Thomas
right
at that point, and then it's like, was it Jalen Wilson?
Yeah,
starting. It's like, and then the counter argument. The counter argument is, oh, free agency, grab guys, but it's like who are you getting in free agency? Because Miles Turner is probably going to re-sign with the Pacers if they make the conference finals, which they probably will. Looks like Randall's going to re-sign with the Wolves. He looks amazing. Ty Jerome looks like a bum. So it's like, what's the roster going to look like?
Yeah, like I said, I don't think like I said, Cooper does kind of raise an eyebrow if you offer that, but I just don't. We wouldn't like. Somebody asked me in the chat today, like, would I trade Cooper for Giannis? And I wouldn't. That's me. That's me personally. I wouldn't. I'd rather take Cooper than Giannis.
It would be insane if they did.
Yeah. But that's the only way I see the Bucks saying yes to us, because we have the weakest package out of all these teams. Like, there's teams out there that have better picks than us. There's teams out there that have better players than us, way better players than us. So that's where I'm saying the Cooper factor is like, I don't think the Bucks. It raises an eyebrow because you're like, wait, Cooper? You guys are offering us Cooper? Yeah, you know, like the Bucks are going to consider that, but I don't think they take that. I don't know.
Would Giannis? I was going to say, would Giannis even want to come here? Like, think about it. He's going to probably want a sidekick. Is CT really going to be the sidekick of like Giannis, who wants to win now with a roster that's basically guys who are like 23 and younger? When we had KD and Kyrie come last time, you had Spencer Dinwiddie, you had Jared Allen, you had a roster full of guys that just made the playoffs the year before. Now you're starting from scratch, basically. No. Yeah,
basically, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like he would be by himself. Like, I mean, like I said, he don't have no star with him. I think I was on the phone with Rage, and I was like, the only way like I could see Giannis, because the Bucks are gonna have to agree to send, because Giannis and the Bucks are gonna have to mutually agree. Like, they're gonna talk to each other, and they're gonna they're not gonna like send Giannis somewhere where he doesn't want to go. So they're gonna have to both agree on it. And I think if the way for him to say yes to Brooklyn is if we figure out a way in a 3-team deal to get Zion on our team with Giannis. Now that situation I think Giannis might think about, even though it's a kind of a nasty combo. Zion and Giannis is nasty. That's nasty as hell. But I think it's another star, so it's like
the only reason why we're even bringing up the Giannis thing is because two reasons. One, Brian Luce keeps reporting it, and I know the Nets want him badly. I think that's true. The problem is, how badly does Giannis want to be in a bigger market?
Yeah.
And I think it's overblown. I think he'd rather, if he could choose, he'd say go to the Knicks. And like, would a package of like Cat and 4 unprotected pick swaps be like better for Milwaukee?
Yeah,
than what we could offer.
I think so. I think Houston could give a great package. I think San Antonio could give a way better package of players and picks. So, like I said, I just wanted to get the Giannis talk out the way, because a lot of, we're going to just constantly hear Nets and Giannis be linked for the rest of the summer, I think. And it's just going to be annoying. But I think a lot of it is propaganda. And like I said, the only situation I see Giannis saying yes to the Nets is that if Sean figures out a way to do a 3-team deal to get a star to come with him, but I don't know if Sean's that creative in this new CBA to get another star and Giannis in a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we're asking for miracles at that point. we're putting the tinfoil cap on for that point. Yo, Chubbs, can you send Cash a link? Cash is texting me.
I think it's real though. All the talk, like the whole Plan A thing. I believe that yes, it is Plan A, but Plan A is more like the Hail Mary option, right? Like everything has to hit right. Milwaukee has to want to deal with us. Giannis has to want to come to the Nets. Yeah. There's just so many things that have to happen that it's not really a realistic thing. It's more of like that, like I said, more of a Hail Mary type of option. I don't think the Nets are really like believing themselves that they're going to pull this off. I think it's like, yes, if these things happen, yes, we'll be ready to get him.
Yeah.
That's what I think it boils down to.
Yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're joining us right now. Shout out to how much we got on Twitter. We got 681 on Twitter. Shout out to all y'all. Make sure y'all hit that heart on Twitter for us. And then if you're on YouTube watching us, hit that like button, share the stream. We're covering the draft lottery, so are you gonna get our instant reactions? I got my Jose Cuervo in the corner over there, so I'm either gonna pop it or I'm either gonna drown. I'm either gonna get too faded, and I'm not gonna. I'm gonna crash out. Either I'm crashing out or I'm getting drunk. I'm probably gonna be drunk either way. But let me know if y'all drinking. What y'all doing tonight? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know what y'all doing
tonight could either be a great night for the Nets or a really bad night for the Nets for two reasons.
Yeah.
The lottery and Knicks Celtics.
Yeah. Getting number one and then the Knicks losing. Oh my God. You know what? That would be amazing. That would
or
be amazing.
Falling to 10 and the Knicks winning.
Oh, that would be my nightmare. I would deactivate. I would have to deactivate all of this. I would deactivate. Let me read some comments. Shout out to Insider J. Was good. Mark the Truth said Mark's trading for Giannis with the last desirable assets is not a negotiation I want to see. Shout out to JR. He said, I don't want no part of a 31-year-old aging superstar when it would require us once again to sacrifice all our current and future assets just for us to lose again. Cash is here.
If I'm thinking logically, just logically, there's no way the Nets are going to get Giannis. There's too many barriers. He would have to ask out. We would have to be one of his destinations. We would have to get players around him. It is just it makes no sense. The only reason we're even considering it is how badly do you think Sean Marks wants Giannis?
Mm-hmm.
And it's how crazy do we think Marks is? And I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't know, maybe 5, 6. It's like it's in that range. It's like I believe he's crazy enough to consider it, but I think ultimately it won't happen.
Yeah, it's just scary because it's like he talks about flexibility, so it's like we're still going to be hanging in the balance until the draft night because I feel like the draft night is going to tell us what's going to happen. So we're just kind of hanging in that dead space where it's like, damn, is he going to make the move for Giannis or is he going to like give us the rebuild?
If we get number one, if we get number one and he trades Cooper Flagg for Giannis and the Nets do not win a championship, then it's like, oh, worst GM of all time, he'll get fired like almost instantly. Yeah. And to me, it takes a lot of guts to do that. Like he would have to have, like Joe Tsai would have to love this man. Like, he would have to have ultimate job security beyond belief if he does that.
Shit, he might already do. Yeah, he might already have that shit, bro. Yo, shout out to Peoples Hernandez. Yo, this is mad funny. He said, yo, guys, I'm totally freaking out right now, especially after smoking this fat-ass Gorilla Glue blunt to the face. We need to win the lottery. Shout out to, yo, Peoples Hernandez. He said, smoking this Gorilla Glue. Nah, shout out to him. So that GG pack. Let's get to Cooper Flagg, though. Let's get into the draft talk, because I don't want to talk about Giannis anymore. Cooper, though, man. Cash, did you hear... Talk about Cooper, bro. Like, how'd you feel about Cooper's? Yeah, how'd you feel about Cooper's measurements, Cash?
Oh, what's up, family? Let's go. It's Cooper Flagg Day.
Yeah, it's Cooper Flagg Day.
It's Cooper Flagg Day.
Yes,
we're ready to wave the white flag. If you know what I'm talking about, we are born ready. Yeah. You know what? Let's. I mean, where do you want to start? I guess. What were you asking me? I'm bringing all the positivity.
Yeah.
Bringing all the good vibes. Would you want to ask?
Actually, you know what, Cash? Let me ask you this. All right, if Cooper doesn't go to the Nets, obviously, I know we're Nets page, but there's probably people in other fan bases watching. Where would you like to see Cooper Flagg, like in the NBA? Like, what team would you think he could be the most successful on?
Okay, can I hear me out?
Yeah.
if I'm one for chaos and like confusion and all sorts of crazy stuff. I think him going to Dallas would be hilarious. Like, I think Dallas trading away Luka and then to get blessed with
That would be I would riot, bro. Don't come out here and talk about Mavericks. I would riot.
But think about it. The whole mad scientist aspect of it all is that when he traded for AD, he was injured. Okay, and when he did that, that he was injured, Lively was injured, Gafford was injured. I think Kyrie was about to had just torn his ACL. Did he do it like a week after the trade?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I think that there was some element there. Maybe he's not. I'm not saying he's a mega. He's not the genius that everybody would say he would be. But for them to then get Cooper after getting AD and having a pretty good team in place there already, like they can't move some stuff around and get some guard help. Like that's a formidable team. That team is coming back. You put Cooper Flagg on it, and I think that if they were at full strength competitively, like they were looking like one of the top defenses in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw them give a really hard time to Oklahoma City. They gave a really hard time to in that short little window there where they flashed a little bit. But I mean, I'm thinking just outside of Brooklyn, who would I like to see the most chaotic team get Cooper would definitely be the Mavericks.
Me personally, I don't.
To the Spurs would be crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna. That was my thing. Spurs. I don't want this to happen, but if he goes to the Spurs, it would be super fun to watch. I'm not gonna hold you. As just a basketball fan, I would want to see Cooper and Wemby and De'Aaron Fox and Castle. Like they would be overly. It would be fun to watch, but I would definitely hate.
And Johnson and
I would hate on them because they do need a wing like Cooper, and they could use the spacing. So it's like I would definitely hate on them because that's just too much rookie power, too much young talent. But it would be fun to watch, like as an NBA fan. Shout out if there's any Spurs fans in here.
It would be fun to watch. Like the Spurs and Oklahoma City are almost already too good, and even Houston. Are too good to be picking here. Like Philly too. Like there's too many too good teams picking here. Potentially, like there's with too good of odds. The Spurs, Houston, Oklahoma City, those three teams have just as good of odds of getting Giannis as they do. You know what I mean? Of making a move to turn them into title contenders or favorites. I just with Houston, that would be painful. It would be really painful to watch Houston walk away with, especially the pick we traded them back for. And but I do think that the Nets here benefit most from obviously the Spurs getting 2 picks in here. I think they also benefit the most from the Sixers bottoming out. Would be huge. That makes another partner for us to trade with.
Yeah.
And I think that the higher Houston finishes, the more tempted they'll be the more involved they'll be in the Giannis talks. Because I think that right now San Antonio and OKC are running away with it, and maybe Miami a little bit, but I don't think that. I think that if Houston can get involved by getting a higher pick, and then that'll change their trajectory from, oh, do we want Kevin Durant or do we want Giannis?
Yeah. No,
and that's going to be that's ultimately the musical chairs that I'm waiting for. Is like we know KD's moving and we know Giannis is moving, and we know Texas is getting crowded.
Yeah.
We know Texas and Oklahoma. Those 4 teams are. I mean, you can't say Dallas isn't going for it. They're going for it.
That Texas, something is brewing in Texas, man. We'll see because that. Shout out to all the YouTube, it's like somebody in the chat said it's a Cashpiracy. Shout out to the Cashpiracies, but the YouTube about Luka going. The reason why Luka was traded, I said I don't know what the YouTube guy is name, but there's a very good conspiracy video on that about the owners wanting out of they don't have casinos in the Maverick Center and they want out, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff. But we can get into it. But I want to stick to the draft content because we just try to stick to the draft content. Don't get too deep into the whole. Yeah,
but Texas legislation is pretty keen on them. Not just that, but they want to reap the benefits also of their no city tax. The taxation is also what makes Texas, Florida, some of these teams way more appealing for these athletes because of they obviously make more money and they're going to keep more of their money from taxation. But the gambling shit has been huge because the gambling you're also bringing into a factor another reason for guys to want to come to New York City because the gambling exists here now. We're going to have legalized gambling and very.
Yeah. Wait, did Cassius cut out or just me?
I think he cut out. Wilco's coming in a minute.
Oh, okay. All right, we got Wilco in here. Ooh, yes, sir.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, we got Wilco from Floor and Ceiling. If you guys don't know about Floor and Ceiling, it is the best YouTube for draft prospects. Like, yo, it's funny, Wilco. Let me spit my. Yo, when I went on YouTube and I would type in because as Nets fans we're like thirsty for draft content, so I'm typing in scouting reports all over the place, and I'm like, your video pops up, and you're just the breakdowns you have, bro, insane. Beautiful, every strength, weakness, it's just so good, man. So if you're in here, shout out to the people in here in the chat on Twitter. Make sure you go to Floor and Ceiling, subscribe, and to Floor and Ceiling. Great channel. But
hey, I appreciate you, bro.
Wilco, let me know how you feeling right now about the measurements that I wanted, because you are the scout here. So it's like, who's your take on the measurements and who really surprised you? Who were your risers, fallers?
Yeah. Ace Bailey, I think that his measurement, a lot of people were kind of looking forward to knowing if he was 6'10" or not. I'd seen him live, in December, and he looked more like 6'8", 6'9". So that's where his measurement puts him at in shoes on the court. He's not quite 6'10", but he'll be around 6'9" in shoes, which isn't bad, but I could understand why maybe some people might be a little disappointed. Jace Richardson was probably the other guy who was most affected by his measurement just because, he came in around 6 feet?
6 feet, yeah.
And a quarter inch or something like that.
Yeah.
But he was listed at 6'3" all season. He was looking a little shorter for me on the court, but, still kind of a bad measurement. I want to say that his wingspan is like 6'6", which isn't bad, but you're not really seeing that many, two guards that are that small in the NBA or playing.
He's shorter than Jalen Brunson, fam. He's shorter. I can't believe that. I can't believe it.
It's bad. I thought that his was bad. Yeah. Bailey's was maybe a little bit below average, but I kind of expected that. Yegor Demon from BYU, I thought he measured pretty well, a little bit taller than I expected. So he's going to be a big ball handler, right around 6'9", 6'10" on the court. And he's actually someone that I wouldn't mind too much for the Nets, but I don't know how the fan base might feel about him.
You talk about Ace Bailey. For me, it didn't really disappoint me because it's funny. Scoop, one of our guys, Scoop, was he actually saw Ace Bailey in person, and he told me, he was like, he said it in Spaces. He was like, Ace is not 6'10". Tracy McGrady was there that night, and I think he was kind of like the same height as Tracy. So it's like he told me Ace was not 6'10" a couple months ago, and I kind of believed it. He was like, he's more 6'8"-ish. That's what he told me when he first saw him. He's like, he's more 6'8"-ish. And then he told me Dylan Harper wasn't really 6'6". He's more like 6'5"-ish. So it's like those two guys, I know. Why do colleges do that? Let me ask you that, Wilco. Why do colleges just are so shameless, adding 4 or 5 inches to these heights, bro? Like, why do they do this?
I just tweeted about this literally maybe 10, 15 minutes ago on my way home. And I said that, you're going to get caught eventually. If you're an NBA prospect, it doesn't make sense for you to get to college and then, let your school inflate your height, or if you're the one who's telling them to make you look taller. It doesn't really make sense because now you got to get measured at the combine. Before it was optional, but now it's mandatory, or else you can't actually get into the draft. So I kind of tweeted like, it doesn't really make sense to do that. If anything, I feel like it would make more sense to cheat the system kind of the other way around. Like, say you're an inch shorter than you actually are, and then when you at the combine, you're kind of like surprising teams in a good way by, you know, presenting yourself as taller.
Yeah, I think
But
some of the
they gotta
colleges
fix that, man.
Yeah, they do, because these colleges be lying shamelessly, like adding 3 to 4 inches on Jace Richardson. But it's like, I understand some of them, I guess, want to like help their draft stock. Maybe like that's the only thing I could think of. They want to lie to help their draft stock. But it's
Is
like,
this for like, I was gonna say, AJ, is
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
for like a scouting report type of thing? Like for Duke to have like certain measurements on their players, knowing that the other teams are gonna be looking at your roster and the measurables, so
Yeah.
you make game plan a little differently, or no?
No, it's like, I really think like this the height thing. I think it's more of like, they don't. Well, let me ask Wilco, because you would know. Like at these high schools, do they measure these guys with shoes on, shoes off, like
It
coming into college?
depends.
Yeah.
It depends, because like at the high school level, it's kind of a free for all, and
Mhm.
then you'll have certain camps and stuff that, you know, you get measured at, like the Nike Hoop Summit, or you know,
Mhm.
stages here and there. But honestly, most guys don't really get measured like uniformly until they get to college.
Mhm.
Uh, it's at that point where like I kind of feel as though if you've been like, you know, saying that you're taller than you are up until that point, then like when you get to college, that's kind of your chance to fix that. But like
Mhm.
I get why people wouldn't want to say that they're actually, you know, shorter now than like they were listed at in high school. Like I understand that, but you know, it's gonna catch up to you eventually. I don't know. Like I feel as though the NBA is aware that this is an issue, and
Mhm.
like that's why they made, you know, getting measured mandatory at the combine.
Yeah.
But I guess until like the NCAA would institute some sort of like, you know, like here's like one day a year where every school measures their prospects and like sends back the results. And I don't think they'll do that because like they're not that organized. So I feel like we're pretty much just gonna keep doing what we've been seeing so far, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yo, if you're joining us right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. And also if you're joining us on Twitter, hit that heart. DM saying only the people we know, though. If you want to hop on live, we got Wilco here from Floor and Ceiling. If you guys got any questions, let us know in the chat about Wilco. What do you want to ask Wilco? But yeah, let us know in the chat if you want to ask him any questions. Yo, so my second question for you, Bo, about, because you said this is a very polarizing prospect, and there's a lot of people that kind of disagree with you on this, because I know, I follow you and I see people disagreeing you on this. You have Kalman Maluach as like number 2 on your big board. You have him as number 2 on your big board. Now, kind of explain to the people why, because a lot of people are like angry. I saw people crashing out on you. They're like, what? Number 2? How could you? Yeah, so.
Nah, but you know, before I get into that, like, let me just say too that I really like Dylan Harper. Like, I think that he's an awesome point guard, and like, if you know, if I drafted him at number 2, like, I would be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
I think that like, you know, where I'm sort of looking at it from is that with Dylan, if you're drafting him at 2 or like at 1, I guess if you even want to go that far, it's like you want him to become Jalen Brunson or Cade Cunningham or like James Harden. And that's just a super high bar to reach.
Yeah.
Also, all of those guys, they were much better, you know, pull-up shooters at previous levels, especially when I'm thinking about, you know, Brunson with his pull-up too, that we're still seeing now in the NBA when he posts up and things like that as well. With Cade, he was always, you know, a pretty good shooter. But Dylan has like not huge questions, but his numbers off the dribble and his tape off the dribble isn't as comfortable as those other guys. He's also not as good of a passer as like Cade or Harden was at that point. So I just feel as though like those improvements with his jump shot and then with his pass are pretty substantial, and they're not like low-hanging fruit, if that makes sense.
No,
Whereas with Kaman, like, first of all, I guess that, yeah, like I am higher on him than most people start with.
Yeah.
I do think that like for a lot of NBA teams, he's gonna be right in that tier, like after the top two. And like I think of guys like DeAndre Ayton, with the Suns and their deep run in the playoffs. I think of how the Lakers wanted to trade for Mark Williams and kind of make him that third guy to really, have in their starting five. I think of how Derek Lively came into the league and immediately was really impactful as a rookie. And like he's still kind of doing similar things right now and getting better. So I think that's like an outcome that I'm really comfortable with. And I also think that it's really valuable in today's NBA, even if it's not that flashy. So I feel like Malwatch just has a slightly better chance of hitting those marks because I think that he's already like a monster finisher at the rim.
Yeah.
Huge.
Dude,
Like
where
he's
have
gonna
you
defend
been
in ways
all
that
off
Harper
season?
will never defend. And like I don't know. I just have him by a tiny, tiny bit. But like I said, I really would not be mad, with Dylan at 2. And like I think that just about every NBA team will have him at number 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Cash go, but then let me just ask you this about Malawatch because the concern with him,
Mhm.
obviously we know he has the best measurables, the best measurements in the draft by far. 7 foot without
Yeah.
shoes, his weight, wingspan is crazy, insane.
Mhm.
But the question is the shooting upside, and then I'm worried about his hands
Okay.
because he can catch lobs. Like I'm saying, he's a great lob threat. He'll catch lobs, but then it's the hands part of it where like catching in the post, trying to make a move or battling for position on the rebounding, and people are questioning his rebounding. I know people are like, "Oh, he had 0 rebounds in the NCAA Final Four." Okay, we know. Like, all right, it's every player has a bad game. Like scouting, you don't take one game and say he didn't do this one game, we can't draft him. Like that's not how scouting is. You have to take it as a whole consensus. So it's like people are worried about the rebounding. Him, like they say, he's kind of like he doesn't have the footwork to position himself to get rebounds. He gets bullied, and then the hands. So it's like as a big, he's gonna be a play finisher in the NBA, a lob threat, of course. But I think like for him to be successful, he has, and I don't know if Joel Embiid had the same concerns going into the NBA because he was kind of a raw project, similar to Malawatch.
Mhm.
But to me, I got to see more the hands, the footwork, and post moves for me to really like put him in that top tier the way you put him on your big board. You know what I'm saying? And I know why you put him that high on your big board because like he has the safest floor. Like Kaman's floor is so safe. It's so safe because at his worst, he's a 7-2 lob threat. He's great defense. You're gonna get great defense. You know what I'm saying? But some people call him a bust because he could end up to be the Mo Bamba, the Hashim Thabit, or the those bad play finishers that are super tall and don't work out, the Taco Fall, those type of guys.
And if you're bringing up any of those guys, then just thank you for opening your mouth and telling us you don't know anything about basketball.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I'm just saying what the Twitter haters are saying, Cash. Twitter haters. The Twitter haters are. I'm a Malawatch guy. I like Malawatch. I like it. But like, there's a Twitter haters out there that don't like it.
AJ, by the way, Jay thinks he's been in the background. He's been on this for a while. He hit me up saying he's been in the.
Bro, you're supposed to be producing, yo. I'm trying to.
He's been here. I don't know if he's saying anything, but he's.
I just added him though.
Yeah, he's been. I guess he's been sitting back there. But I just texted him. But hey,
my bad, Jay.
He's been talking to himself.
Wilco, I haven't met you, but welcome, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Welcome. Seriously, where have you been this whole off season, man? That was beautiful, Malawak. I'm not even gonna call it propaganda. I'm gonna call that news. That's information. That's just information. That's not made up. That's all. And let me add on to. Let me maybe assuage some of AJ's feelings about Malawak. His finishing around the rim, the lobs, it's not just lobs, it's layups, it's dunks.
Yeah.
The same complaints that we've been running into a wall about Nick Claxton about, the hands is just not going to be a problem. I love when people bring up the national championship game as a detractor for him not being a good player, quote unquote. Because if you look, he actually played really good defense. He just wasn't around the rim to get rebounds. Like, their strategy was he was supposed to come out on the perimeter and guard and show he can guard and move his feet. And that was part of what John Shire had hidden about him all season, was that he was way more mobile around the perimeter and in the drop than even the teams were prepared for. In my opinion, he's the most physically ready. And can we just start with, how about, when's the last time the best defensive player in the draft didn't work out?
Yeah.
When's the last time that guy didn't do well?
That's a great point either, yeah.
Think about it. Like, if he's the and not for nothing, but like the Nets, we have seriously, traditionally, historically, have had a lack of size. And then also, even when we do have size, we have poor execution of size. Brook Lopez, great example. In this league today, you gotta guard Giannis. You gotta guard Wemby. You gotta guard Paolo. You gotta guard Triple J, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, this guy, Franz Wagner, this guy, that guy, Pascal Siakam. These dudes are giants, 6'8" plus dudes, 7 foot plus dudes who are putting the ball on the floor, who are moving their feet, who is gonna guard those guys but more of those guys?
Yeah.
You gotta find the body type.
You got to find them, yeah. And the NBA is getting taller. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to end this with a quote from one of my favorite stick men, my favorite mic guys in the WWE, Enzo Amore. Okay, he's a certified G and I'm a certified G and a bona fide star. And this year is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
Can't teach height. That's all the coaches say. You can't teach height. Go ahead, Will.
And not just height, but height with athleticism and
Yeah.
age. He's 3 months older than Cooper. If he was born
Super young.
If he was born 25 days earlier, he would have had to reclassify too.
Yeah.
He's
And I'll say
playing
this
on
too.
National South Sudanese team.
That's what I was going to say as well. You know, he only picked up basketball at 13 when he was a refugee. So his background is very unconventional. But
what do we also know
despite
about
being
guys
so young,
that pick it up later
been
in
to
life?
the Olympics, been to the World Cup,
yeah,
you know, NCAA tournament, Duke, NBA Academy. He's played at a bunch of really high-level camps against, you know, U.S. competition, even before college. So I think that, you know, his track record is about as good as it gets when you're so young and, you know, coming from, you know, well, he's from South Sudan, but he had to cross over to Uganda because of the civil war there.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, he's still so new to the game and he's already improved so much that a big part of my pitch on Kaman as well is just that he gets better so quickly. And like, once basketball is really his full-time job and, you know, he doesn't have to worry about school or like about his visa situation and all of these
when
things,
he becomes a full-time professional,
you know, he's going to get so much better so quickly.
Blue-collar basketball player. How much better is he going to get?
Yeah. If you're joining us right now, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button for us. Share it live.
Imagine Jordy with that toy.
For Kaman.
Imagine Jordy with that toy. With that thing. Are you kidding me?
If you're on Twitter, hit that heart button. Shout out to Hoop Space. Yo, Chris is in here. Chris from Hoop Space is in here. He said Queen better. Yeah, the Derek Queen. I'll give this. Derek Queen. I was very, very, very surprised with the heights. I thought he was gonna be shorter than.
I thought he was gonna be a little shorter.
I thought he was gonna be way shorter, but his height is.
He made the cut.
His measurements came out really, really good.
If Chris comes up here, just be prepared that he's literally going to just constantly say the Sixers are getting it. Dude, two things I don't care if we land shitty, no matter where it is, the Sixers have to be below us.
Oh, the Sixers.
They just have to be.
Yeah, Chris from Who Spaces. The Sixers are not getting the number 1 pick, man. Stop
Dude,
stop that BS. They're
And
not getting
Houston.
it. They're not getting it. They're not
Houston
getting it.
got to be below us, please.
They've got to, no matter where we're at, be below us. They'll be
Yeah.
hot.
My last question.
Although,
Yeah, go ahead.
If
Go
they
say.
get 6, 7, or like if they fall in that range and we happen to be behind them, all right, I'm not going to care. But if they're in the top 3, top 4, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, but my last question for Wilco though. Danny Wolf, he's like, well, I said we saw him get measured. I think 6'10" without shoes on.
Yeah.
The problem with Danny, it's like he's so skilled. Like I love how he's skilled. You know, versatile, can shoot, dribble, pass. But it's like, where do you see him fitting in the NBA? Like because the defense is kind of what scares me. Do you gonna have to hide him on defense?
Yeah.
And then he's not a rim protector, so it's like
Dude,
I'm trying to figure out where
he'll go great with a team that's already built.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
So go ahead. What do you think about Danny?
I agree. Like I like him for a team that's a little bit more established, and like I'm kind of viewing him kind of like a Kelly Olynyk kind of player once he's in the NBA because he can pass and dribble and shoot while being big, but like, you know, defensive questions, not really the best athlete. He's big, but he's not a 5, definitely. Like I've seen this idea get tossed around that he could play at the 5, but like I don't really see it at all. Like I see him only as a 4, or like maybe
it really depends who you put with him.
To be honest, but
so dependent.
I don't
Because
know.
I mean, him and what's his name, the center from Michigan,
Golding.
We're great together. Double bigs were great together.
But he needs that 5. He needs that other big, I think, because otherwise, you know, the team's rim protection is just gonna kind of be non-existent.
Yeah, I think for him, if he would be like, since we're seeing that double big is like the new meta in the NBA now, like he would probably like be great at that 4. And if you can hide him on a guy that's like not a shooter, you know, where you or play him like a guy that's not a shooter, he can just kind of roam in that defensive area. I think that's where he succeed because like he kind of does remind me of Kelly Olynyk and then a little bit of like Franz, a little bit, but not as like speedy and athletic as Franz. But he's just so versatile at that big position. So it's like, do you see him rising? I know people have him at 20 or in the 20s, but do you see him rising to the teens or not?
I could see him rising to the teens because one of the guys that he reminds me of is Matas Buzelis. And like, I kind of feel as though like when you're that big and skilled and like you can shoot and dribble and pass, even to some extent, he's going to have so much more space to work with in the NBA, and like he'll just be allowed to get more creative probably. So like I think that on offense, he's going to probably like see a boost. Right now, I think he averaged like 13 points a game at Michigan, which is a little low for, you know, how much they used him and played through him. But yeah, it's on defense that I'm just concerned because like you kind of have to cover for him. You need size in the back line to make up for him. And I saw a comment just now that was saying how he doesn't really get beat off the dribble that much and he's big. But we got to take in mind as well that in college, like the spaces on the court are a lot less. So like he doesn't have to cover as much ground, and like the ball handlers that he's up against are not going to be as skilled off the dribble or shooting. So like he doesn't have to do as much.
Yeah. Somebody said put Danny Wolf on CMB. If you're joining us right now, like, hit that like button. We got 1,000 people on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, hit that heart. First, share the live. We're reacting to the draft lottery. We're about like a couple minutes away. I'm supposed to get League him in here, but I didn't send him a link. So Levy said League him a link. I don't know. He said he was going to be in Chicago at the combine. He got a flight.
Jay, are you there? Jay praying hard as fuck. That's his name.
Yeah, is Jay there?
I don't know. I've sent him a couple text messages. He hasn't responded. He's probably busy.
Jay, man. He's probably driving.
Yo, Adrian, can I get a question from Wilco real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, whose measurements do you think hurt their stock the most today? If you could take a guess.
Jace Richardson, definitely, I think. No doubt.
I got a second.
How you feel about CMB's? How you feel about CMB's measurements?
Feel okay. More or less what I expected, like 6'8" in shoes, pretty long, strong, bulky. I feel
and Con Kneppel too, because some people are saying his measurements were 6'5" without shoes. Like they say at the small forward, at least he should be at least what's the NBA small forward height? 6'8", 6'8" to 6'10" around there. Yeah.
I don't know. I think because also I see Khan a little bit more as a guard than a wing, even though he can play a wing too. Like he can be at the 3, but I see him more like handling the ball and like I don't know. I think that he's never gonna be the best athlete regardless, but he measured okay. Like as long as he's in the right spots on the floor, I think that like that's the biggest thing for him because he's always going to be giving up, advantages with speed and like with length and jumping and all that stuff.
Yeah. Shouts to JR. He said we need to get rid of Clax with our second, third, first round picks. Get Maxine Reynard and Danny Wolf as our bigs. Where is Maxine going in this draft? Like where you guys have Maxine going? Isn't he like late first?
Like late first, early second.
Late first, early second. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see him on that fringe, like sort of last 2 picks of the first round, maybe first 5 picks of the second.
Okay. So for your rankings of like the best bigs in this draft, I guess all of us are putting. Some people are going to put Derek Queen, but some people are going to put Malawach first. I guess it will be Malawach, Derek Queen, Danny, and then I guess that's the top 3 for y'all. Or who's y'all top bigs in the draft?
Oh, you got to make some room here for. I mean, if you want to talk about guys,
Sorber.
Yeah, Sorber, Fleming. There's. I mean, I think Igor Demon got helped out a lot by the measurements.
Yeah.
I think another guy, if you want to talk to somebody that might have gotten hurt, Jeremiah Fears.
Less than 1 minute. Sorry to interrupt. Less than 1 minute.
Less than 1 minute.
And hey, if you're on Twitter watching and you have any questions, just put it in the chat underneath the video that you're watching. And I'll
put it in
on
Saint's profile. If you see the video, put it in the comments so we can't see the comments. I think on Twitter because we got 1K.
I don't.
I can't see the comments on Twitter. I only can see the YouTube comments.
Yeah, I don't think it's mixing. I don't think it's built to do that. But
yeah,
if you have a question, just drop it in there. We are at 18 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's getting down to the Cooper sweepstakes.
All right, hey, AJ, what's the number we get that you literally just end the stream? If we get a 10, I'm hitting end stream.
No, we can't get 10.
0.2% chance of getting 10.
I think we get 8. If we get 8, I might deactivate. You might just see me disappear.
If we get 6, I'm gone.
Oh, Jay.
Jay's back.
6 or anywhere, I'm gone. Like immediately.
You're gone at 6?
You all well. Yeah, I'm gone. I'm immediately gone.
Shout out to
every pick selection is going to be painstaking.
But if we get top 3, so is top 4 good for you guys? Top 4 is good. If 4 is good though.
No,
for you.
Top 4 is not good for me. And I actually was invited to Barclays, and I never returned the phone call. And I'm actually just here in Bed-Stuy at my daughter's track practice, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather just watch her run than be down there with the potential for
stressed out.
Yo, Doug just sent me whammies with like Derek Coleman. I see Kenyon Martin. I'm about to post it. Like he just sent me like whammies with. I think they're having some kind of event at the. It's at the Clays, right?
Yeah, it's at Barclays.
It's at Barclays. Okay, yeah.
They're having some kind of dark ritual.
T-Rex is dropping a little prayer. Your Father in heaven, hallowed be.
Yo, he did the Lord's Prayer.
Forgive us our b-ball God.
The Lord's Prayer tonight, yo.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us at fucking number 1.
Yo, this shit is crazy.
All right, this is going to be our first lottery pick since 2010. Derek Favors.
Why is Zion at the lottery?
Should I get the bottle ready?
Pelicans polo.
Yeah, why is he there? Oh, hey, Twitter is. Oh, yeah. Look.
What?
Yeah, Twitter can. They will pop up. Yeah, like, dude, this. If you want to enjoy the chat, and you're on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter we can see. We can see your comments now. Okay, bet. If you comment on Twitter, we can see your comments. So everyone's
nice.
Oh, I see Cooper with the suit on. Cooper got the suit on. Okay. Cooper got the good suit on. Man, yeah, this is Derek Favors is our last pick, y'all.
At least Shams can't ruin the fucking Twitter selection.
Yeah, I hate when he does that.
He can ruin it. He can ruin it.
Can?
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know it. Does he know it?
Nah, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know it.
I'm sure he's told before it's announced, but I think that at a certain point they like, yo, we know what y'all do, but we not doing that.
Oh wait, the lottery's in 15 minutes.
All right, so good. The show started, but we got 15 minutes. All right, cool.
Yeah. I'm kind of nervous, y'all. It kind of hit me like.
That's really nasty. It says 9% chance to win the lottery.
Like, I was like, for the past couple of hours, I was like focused. I was talking to Wilco. My mind was off it. Now I'm like, I'm starting to panic a little bit.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Once they hit 6 o'clock, it really fucking hit me. It just hit me.
That shit just hit you, right?
Silent. I'm just like, now you know, just the feeling in your chest, like, oh my god, it's actually
I should probably before I start drinking beer. That's probably.
Bro, I got my Jose Cuervo ready. Like, I don't know, bro.
I got the brandy ready, man.
Like 8:05. I don't know if you guys. I think you get that where you're at.
Let us know in the chat if you got any drinks. What are y'all doing right now? What everybody's doing right now? Let us know in the comments what y'all doing right now. Like, are you panicking? You got your shots? Are you partying? Are you at a watch party? What are you doing right now? Like,
I would be drinking, but my cousin's birthday is in a couple of days, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. No hangover. You don't want no hangover. Shout out to
drinking anyway.
Shout out to Chubbs. If we get Cooper Flagg, this is the video. This is the video right here.
Well, you know what's funny though about the whole idea of drinking is that if I was at Barclays, I probably would. I know they ain't having alcohol, so because they know people will kill themselves if we got pick number 9.
Alcohol poisoning?
Yeah, man, please.
Alcohol poisoning. Somebody about to crash out today. Let me post this Derek Coleman. Yeah, because Whammy's chilling right now with Derek Coleman, Kenyon. He's favorite with everybody.
It's a vibe. In that
can we go back to what y'all were talking about a while ago when I was behind backstage because Same wouldn't bring me up, whatever that was about. Yo, the idea, AJ, I wanted to ask you. You said Shams was on NBA Today saying that he wants to play with another star player.
Yes, when he wants a win now situation
Shams,
as a star player.
No, but did Shams say who he considers a star type player?
No, he didn't.
Okay, no. The reason why I asked that is because we've seen this. Like some people have talked about how OKC situation is what Brooklyn has now, and there's nothing like it. But if you want to use that as an example, we've seen when Kawhi said, "Get me a star player next to me," and how that gutted the Clippers. And the Clippers actually ended up giving a better player for who he considered a star player. Like, are we gonna do as many picks as it takes to trade for number 34, and as many picks as it takes to trade for who he thinks is a star player? Like, how would that work?
Yeah.
Would that guy also be like 30?
Yeah.
So like we banking on our future on
the Bucks are going to suddenly stop at like, oh yeah, they're only going to ask for 9 picks.
Hey, shout out to Malika. Sorry to interrupt, but shout out to Malika.
They're only going to ask for 9 picks. They're only going to, shout out Malika. I just don't understand the Giannis argument. You're going to gut the team. You're going to mortgage. First off, there's 19 first-round picks. Okay, let's set the standard. Okay, the rest of the picks are second-rounders. Not every pick is built the same. They're not all unprotected first-rounders. Some of them are controlled by good teams that are going to be good when this pick comes around. Some of them are going to be late. Some of them are going to not be realized. Some of them are swaps. Like, they're not all created the same. So you're not every pick isn't just going to be first round pick. Not to mention you're going to have to put talent alongside Giannis. And I'm sorry, but Nick Claxton, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Zaire Williams, Trenton Watford, and Daron Sharp is not doing it. You're going to need another star. I mean, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need shooting. Like you don't have enough shooting even then. You have Cam Johnson. I don't see it. I don't see why we have to rush this. This feels like a telenovela. It feels like every season we got to make something happen to keep the ratings up. And it's like if we don't kill off a character, we don't do something super dramatic, then people will stop watching. People are going to stop coming to the Barclays all of a sudden because we don't do something incredibly dramatic. And like, yo, we need to chill out. Like it's been a crazy 5 years. We need to chill out.
Yeah. And what Jay was saying about like Giannis wanting a star, and like I wonder what Giannis like. It's because like it's weird when you guys noticed this with Giannis, like he doesn't really have friends in the league like that. Like in the workouts in the summer, he goes to like Greece and be working out with his brothers. Like what other stars in this league do you see Giannis like dapping up? Yo, he's my man. Yo, like good relationship with. Like I wonder who Giannis like would want to like pair up with.
Steph is the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah, like everybody else, I feel like he's just like kind of
That's really interesting.
outside looking in, right? Am I wrong with that?
Let me just say too, though, like I agree that I don't think there's a need to rush, this entire process or go all in for Giannis or anything like that. And I mean, yeah, like I think it's tough to turn down the idea of wanting to get a star, but we should also keep in mind that Brooklyn has both of their picks, first round and second round, in 2026. They have all these draft assets, and next year's draft is going to be crazy with Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson, and AJ DeBonsa. All three of those guys are potential, franchise, generational level players. So you can still get a star if you wait a little bit longer, and it doesn't have to be Giannis.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a good point. I'm glad you brought the 2026 draft up, because if you watch this, all you 1,000 people in the Twitter, the 2026 draft is 5 times better than this draft. I might argue 6 times better. Like it is an insane draft 2026. So if we thought this draft was good, 2026, oh my God. Like all I gotta say is oh my God for 2026. Like just wait for AJ, Cam Boozer, Nate Man, Chris Sanak. The superstar, I think I'll say this, like the top 15 in 2026, that there's more stars in that draft. Like it's stars. I'm talking about stars.
The top 15 in 2026, I would argue, are all top 5 players in this draft.
Yeah.
no less than the top 10 are all top 5 players in this draft. 2026 is a crazy draft.
Crazy draft, bro.
I mean, Elijah Arenas before, if he's 100%. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I could. I mean, you don't want to hear my Elijah Arenas, Dylan Harper,
Darren Peterson is just, oh my God.
Look, Isaiah Harwell has not been talked about that much. Isaiah Harwell is better than every shooting guard in this draft, and you're taking him over VJ Edgecombe every day of the week. And some people don't even have him as a top 10 pick next season. That draft is crazy, man.
Yeah, even Boozer's brother. You might even put him over.
Caden might drop to about 20, and Caden is.
I'm not gonna lie. He's nice. He's not as not nice as people are trying to make him out to be, because Cameron is very, very nice. Caden is actually nice. He has great vision. He has good instincts. He has actually good length, and like he's not. Cam is humongous.
Mm-hmm.
So Caden looks obviously way more diminutive next to him, but I think he looks like a real 6'5". Does he not? Flat-footed. If he got measured today, is he not the biggest or second biggest?
I'll say he's like 6'5" without 6'4", 6'4" without shooting.
I mean, hey, listen. I mean, maybe
like,
we got something in the works there.
AJ, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer. I'm taking them all over Cooper. That's how crazy this draft is. I'm taking them all over Cooper Flagg. That's how crazy that draft is, bro.
That's tough.
I'm sorry. Like, have you seen these guys, bro? Like, have you seen these guys?
No, because Cooper's just so good defensively.
Cooper is amazing, and I'm a Cooper Flagg fan.
He's such a nerd about it, but if you put all 4 of those guys on the baseline, he's not the second worst defender, right? He's the second best defender, in my opinion, probably after Cameron.
He's
right?
after,
I mean,
AJ, I think AJ's defense is slept on. I think.
but
All right, I'll say this:
physically,
Cooper's a better defender probably than Darren Peterson. I'll give him
yeah,
that.
but
Yeah.
I'll
the
give him that.
physical
But he's.
pro-
I don't know about
the
AJ and
physical
Boozer.
profile. I think post wise, I think AJ might struggle where
Mhm.
where Cooper feels like a more natural power forward.
Yeah. No, I
Not
agree.
that AJ's not a bad defender. I think that if you put him on the baseline, I think he's the second best one, and I think that's fair to say. And just, I'm sorry to be a basketball nerd about it, but that's
That's
the only
fair.
hang
That's
up.
fair. I'm not even mad at people, but I'm saying like what I've seen from these prospects. I'm just like, I'm sorry, like they are way like Darren. The skill that Darren, AJ, and Boozer have. I just think it just overrides Cooper. But defensively, that's what Cooper is known for, and that's what Cooper, that's his strong suit. So I'm gonna give him. He's definitely a better defender than Darren.
I mean,
Boozer, he's not better defender than Boozer, in my opinion, and he's not a better defender than AJ. I say it's debatable, but you're right. I think he has the frame better than AJ. He has a bigger frame than AJ, and AJ probably was gonna have trouble guarding like fours,
You know
threes,
what they
and fours,
both do
big
is
fours.
they both know
Mhm.
how to stalk a block in transition, right? Like they both know how to limit their steps, like how to count their steps, how to do like that shuttle, like right, like that 1-2, like the pedal step
Yeah.
to slow yourself down, to get yourself in perfect position, to get so you don't overshoot it or you don't over jump and run into the backboard or something. You know, they both like that's all over Cooper's tape, and it's also all over AJ Divance's tape, like all the transition blocks and transitions. Like
Yeah.
that's where they're so. I just think AJ might actually just play up, where like he may be more aggressive and a better wing and guard.
Yeah,
And
he's
Cooper might
so
just be a
athletic.
better,
AJ's so
big,
athletic, bro. Oh my
big
god.
tradition, maybe a better traditional defender, big helper. So the guy you kind of want to unlock your defense, a roamer.
Yeah.
By the
All
way,
right.
they're announcing.
They're announcing it.
About to start.
Yeah, I think they're
Go.
announcing who's going to be there. Like they're talking.
Oh my god.
They're talking to who people are sitting there.
Yeah, they got Jordy. There's Jordy. Oh, Jordy got a 10. Okay, Jordy. Well, Jordy
Yo,
got a
Zion
10,
is
bro.
representing the Pelicans. That's ballsy of them.
Why they got McCain there, yo? They got McCain there.
Jordy? Oh, Jordy's in black.
Jordy, you saw Jordy got the 10, right?
Jordy's in all black.
Yeah, he's been.
Jordy's
He definitely went to Cancun.
He just he came back from Cancun.
Yeah.
Did anybody else notice Jordy's in all black?
Yo, he blacked out.
He's blacked out. Jordy is blacked out, people. He got the message.
Blacked out. Because
Doug did it.
I'm nervous. Hey, I can always turn up the volume when it comes on because I'm right by.
Yeah, when they start announcing, we'll turn up the volume when they.
Yeah. I'll let me. Well, wait. Do a test.
Not yet though.
Let me know if you can hear this.
So much. Representing Charlotte. Is head
Can you hear it?
A little bit louder.
As for Washington, they sent Bob Carrington, the guard, 14th pick.
Yeah, you can hear it slightly. Can y'all hear it? You can hear it slightly.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All
All right.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, we gotta wait till I see the guys moving. Did they do the ball?
I'm gonna fucking pass out.
Yo, this is crazy. Hit that like button, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy, Chad. Chad, what we doing, Chad? Are y'all drinks ready?
My stomach is turning right now.
See the stomach. I started sweating. Why am I sweating right now? Yeah, I'm sweating.
Here we go.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm scared.
Do you want me to turn it on?
Oh my god! Spurs 14. Spurs 14, y'all. We in here. Spurs 14. Oh man.
The 14th pick in the 2025 NBA draft, presented by State Farm,
Hawks.
made by the
Woo! My heart's beating, y'all.
You're 1 second ahead of me, AJ. Don't.
You're ahead of me, AJ.
Yeah, I'm ahead of y'all.
Spoil it.
Hold it in.
Oh.
The Hawks at 13. I'm not going to turn it on till it hits 10.
I'm ahead of y'all, so I can see. I know who's.
Don't give it away, AJ.
I'm not gonna give it away though. I'm not gonna say it.
Why would you do AJ? Just turn yours off, and then just wait for what you hear.
All right, yeah, just listen. Yeah, listen. I'll listen to you. You got to turn it up though.
The Blazers. That means Dallas has moved inside the top 4. The Mavericks have never
Oh
been
my
more.
God, Dallas.
Pick number 10 will be made by the Houston Rockets.
All right.
All right, baby.
This is where I'm nervous.
Pick from teams doing
This is where I'm nervous.
trades.
Okay, here we go.
Ninth pick goes to
Oh my God, yes.
the Toronto Raptors.
Oh my God, the
Means
Spurs
the
have a top
Spurs are in the
4 pick.
top
Oh,
jumping into the top 4. That means
oh my God.
lose their pick to the Thunder because it's outside the top 6.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Eighth pick in the NBA draft.
No.
goes to
No. Fuck.
Fucking kidding me.
8th? And the 76ers are going to pick top 4? I can't. I'm going to be fucking sick. The Mavericks, the Spurs, and the Sixers.
The fucking Sixers
Are you
are in the
kidding
top
me?
4. Jesus
And
Christ.
the Jazz, and oh my God, the Hornets. What is this life?
now we have our final.
Fuck you.
Fucking sick. I'm gonna fucking throw up.
I mean, look, this was expected. I believe 8 was the highest chance of us getting that. Okay, one thing that's clear, the NBA draft is not rigged. Because if it was, they would not have rigged it for those teams.
Looks like math actually happened instead of all these fucking people arguing with him all season about, oh, it's a lottery. It's luck.
We shouldn't tank. It's better to win these games.
Oh my God, bro.
And the best part is the team that beat us by 2 games in the lottery winds up moving.
Fuck, man. Fuck. Oh my God. Man.
This is
I
horrible.
can't believe this happened. I can't believe this shit, bro.
The team that beat us
It's
by
the Nets.
2
What are you
games.
talking about?
I can't believe this shit.
It's not fucking.
I can't believe this shit.
Why are
can't
we
believe
fucking
this shit.
surprised? Why are we ever surprised?
This is
Well,
all
this is
Sean. I'm
impressive.
blaming Sean Marks. This is some bullshit.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, we had how many one score victories did we have? How
Yeah, this
many,
ain't fit.
like
There's no
I
fix
can't.
it.
You can't. You had to win. I mean, if anything, that means that incentivizes us continuing the tank. So next year, it's clear we're going to tank again, and hopefully we will not be as unlucky or as fucking stupid as to not go all out for picks we paid 200% on the dollar to get back from Houston. But yeah, let's play the lottery again next year, guys, because we didn't win this year, and whatever player we're going to get is promising. We're going to get a good collection of picks and talent here, but this is obviously super disappointing, and yeah, we just have to continue to tank next. There's no reason to not
The
continue to tank next
motherfucking
season.
Sixers are in the top 4.
The Sixers,
The
Spurs,
motherfucking
literally,
Sixers
you could
are in the
not
top
name
4.
Can I say something
The
for
motherfucking Sixers in the top 4.
deserve it the least. The
Okay,
4
like
teams
how?
that maybe deserve it the least.
The Sixers. The Sixers. The Sixers.
Even the Hornets. They have
Oh my
balls.
God,
They
the
have
Sixers.
Bridges. They have balls.
The
They have Miller. They
motherfucking
have Miller. They
Sixers.
have Williams. They have bigs. They have a ton of young. They just drafted Tilden, so they have great young talent to build.
I want to self delete. I want to jump off a bridge right now.
The
I'm jumping
Mavericks
off. I'm jumping off a bridge right now.
I can't.
The Sixers. The Sixers.
Say what you want about the
Oh
Mavericks.
my God.
They're
The
a
Hey,
charity case.
hey, I just came from in a tunnel. What pick did we get?
Oh my
The
God.
Sixers.
Hello?
Don't even.
Are you,
We
yo,
got
are you
8,
serious?
Jay. Jay, we
Yeah, I'm
got
serious.
8.
Oh my
We
God.
got
We got
8
8?
picks. Yeah.
Oh, y'all have a good night.
He said good night. Yep, that's what he. Yep, he said he
Yeah,
did.
Jay's
And
gone.
that's what he. I'm fucking gutted. I really thought we were gonna fucking get him.
Yeah,
I really
I'm
thought
a
we were
dip,
gonna get at
guys.
least top 3. I really thought we were gonna at least
The
get top
Nets-
3. 8 is fucking tragic.
The
8
Nets
is fucking
traded
tragic.
4 first-round picks to move up 2 spots in the draft.
Yo, Pod Thorne is going to be unhinged for the next year. Like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Cat. I don't
Anybody-
want to hear the word culture from this organization for the
I
next.
never. Nah,
I don't want
wanna
to hear nothing
anything
about
from
culture
them.
from this. Like, no, because now it's like y'all just shot your own self. I can't even fucking speak. You shot yourself in the foot all season for this.
Well, I
For the
mean, they
8th
have
pick?
no reason to. I mean, here's what I think now.
Sixers.
Is I say fuck it, and I try to package this pick. Let's see if we can package 8 and whatever picks we have, and try to get into 26 in the lottery. Why not? If we're gonna tank again, would you rather pick 8 now, 8, 19, 24, et cetera, or pick, 3 and 5 in next year's draft? Or 2 and 5, 2 and 4, you know what I mean? If you could control someone else's pick like that and get into next year's lottery and then tank your own pick as well, is that going to result in 2 better players than you're going to get? And than you would.
Oh
if you
my
drafted
God.
this
Don't
draft?
tell me the Sixers are gonna get Cooper Flagg, please.
Yeah,
Oh, they got
That makes
Ace.
sense. That makes
The
sense.
Cooper Flagg, they got Ace Bailey. The Sixers got Ace Bailey. Oh my God.
I know it's in the top 4.
What? The Spurs get Dylan Harper? Oh my God. This is some bullshit. The Mavericks? Oh my God. This is some
What did I say?
bullshit.
Mavs got Cooper
did I
Flagg.
say?
The Wolves got Cooper Flagg. This is fucking egregious.
I told you. I said this
This
before.
is
What did I
egregious.
say?
Cash
Because
said
this
this
thing
exact
is-
fucking did
thing
this.
that the
I did
Mavericks
this.
were going to get a pick because of
The
that
Mavericks?
shit.
We have to riot. There has to be a riot. How does Adam Silver let the Mavericks get Cooper Flagg? How does Adam Silver do that?
How about has the NBA ever been fucking
That's some
rigged?
bullshit. That's bullshit.
This is cheating. This is actually
The
cheating.
Mavericks?
They're cheating.
The
They're cheating.
Mavericks.
They're
The
cheating.
Mavericks?
Get saved.
They're cheating.
The Lakers get saved and Luka, and the Mavericks get to survive. And
The
all
Mavericks get Cooper
They had a
Flagg.
1.8% chance. They had a 1.8%.
1.8%. Kyrie, Cooper Flagg, and Anthony Davis. Like, what are we doing? This is Adam Silver written in a This is a fucking script written. This is a written script. This is a written script.
Break like Hope Luka. Now you get to do one.
The NBA is the new. What is Scoop saying? NBA is the new WWE. This is a fucking written script. Like, how does Luka get traded from the Mavericks just for them to get Cooper Flagg? Like, how is that fucking like how?
The Mavericks had a 1.78 chance at the number 1 pick.
One point 1.78.
Yeah,
I'll put my
and
phone
then
on D&D.
Daly is
Nobody
tweeting
call me.
Internally, he says.
Honestly, I don't want to hear from Nets Daily.
Exactly.
All year you've argued why
Cooper
the
Flagg is a
lottery
Maverick?
stupid. All year you've argued. You literally in spaces says, I don't want to wait on a draft. You want to win now. Why are you screaming internally? You should be happy. You should be happy. Because now we can go for Giannis and become mid again for like the next 5 years.
I'm gonna be fucking sick.
Well, let me ask y'all this: do y'all think there's a trade opportunity with the Sixers or no?
Traded for 2020. I don't need no.
Are y'all? Do you want to trade up or y'all? Like Jay, let me know. Y'all think y'all? Because I don't think they're gonna want Ace. I don't know if they're gonna want Ace. Like they might trade down. I think they might trade down, but I don't know.
Get out of the lottery.
All right, where's Chris? Send Chris a link. Send Chris a link.
Yo, guys, I want to dip. I just want to throw that promo real quick. You can
Which
check out
Chris?
my
Because
podcast,
I
That's
can't
Been
talk. I
Enough.
can't talk to Chris from Hoop Spaces right now. Is that
No,
the one
no,
you're
no. Put,
talking about?
I need him.
I can't talk to him right now.
It's gonna be painful, but I want to talk to him.
Which
man.
which who do you want to talk to?
Chris from Who Spaces.
Oh, I do not want to talk to him right now. Fucking, it'd be sick.
Just
Oh,
send a link.
I'm so
Fuck.
fucking angry, dude. This
Cooper
is
Flagg
crazy.
is a Maverick. How is this
Draft-
possible? Yo,
draft
this is
Igor Demon, bro.
crazy. Yo,
But hey,
Cooper
we
Flagg
did
is a
enough to we
Maverick.
did enough to tank.
Cooper Flagg is a Maverick.
Not
Like this
saying,
is
what more could you have done?
What more could you have done? Jeez.
It's not like he could have done the same thing the Sixers did and got a better chance. Oh my God.
Cooper Flagg is a Maverick.
You realize as
No,
soon as
because it's
Chris
much
gets
harder to
up
tank
here,
with the worst team.
dude, you realize as soon as Chris gets up here, he's just going to be rubbing it in and talking shit. Ugh.
The Mavericks trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers in a secret trade just to get Cooper Flagg in the draft with a 1.8% chance to land. Come on. Like, is that rigged? It has to be rigged. This has to
By
be
the way,
rigged.
guys,
This has to be
by the way,
fucking rigged.
I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
If the Claxton, that buzzer beater he had, if the Nets had out-tanked the Sixers, we would have gotten the third pick. And we decided not to tank. Look,
bro,
I'm
it
going to
was
say
way
this
more
right
than
now.
that shit,
No,
man.
I want to say this. Okay, Sean Marks is a bad general manager. He is not a good GM. He is not a mid GM. He is a bad GM. He is a bottom 10 GM in the NBA. Is he the worst GM in the NBA? No, but he is a bad, objectively bad GM. He needed to tank. You traded 4 first-round picks to get your 2 back, and you chose not to completely tank. And look, the moron, brain-dead anti-tanker is going to say this. No, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Jordy's such a good coach. Order Jordy Fernandez to tank. Order him to tank. Trade all these players. Arrest guys like the Jazz did. You had an opportunity to tank. You were not powerless, and they chose not to. They decided culture and vibes and making Cam Johnson happy was more important. And look, he's a bad GM. As long as he's the GM of this team, like, we're not winning anything. We're not winning a championship. Could he make us contenders because he'll recklessly trade draft picks? Sure. But we will never, not true contenders. Look, it is what it is. His stands will defend him and protect him always, but he is objectively just a bad GM. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, fuck this, dude. He says I'll try to hop on when he gets
Sean
back.
Marks.
He's got about a 40.
What Chris say?
Yeah, Chris said hoops he'll hop on later, but there's another Chris that we haven't talked to in a minute, and I said I'll
Okay, bring up that Chris too. Oh,
Yeah.
Cooper
I'm sending
Flagg is a
you,
Maverick.
that.
First of all, like, if we tanked harder, we would have been in the top 4. Think about that, because the Sixers were right there above us. If Sean Marks did his fucking job, we would have been in the top 4. Oh my god!
I'm so glad we kept CJ and DFS.
Bro,
So glad we didn't. We kept
the,
him
mind
around.
you, the Sixers out-tanked us from the trade deadline to get in the top 4, to get a number 3 pick. They out-tanked us. They out-tanked us at the trade deadline. Think about that shit, bro.
We were 25 games into the season. We were about 500. We talked about this in the beginning of the season, is that we had the possibility, as much as we thought we would be bad, we talked about it a lot. We talked about that we could win more games than we expected to, and we did. We waited to get rid of fucking DFS. It made no sense. CJ's still on this team. We traded back for D'Angelo Russell, and like Syfe said, it came down to even Claxton making a game winner. This is what we do every single year. We put ourselves in the spot. Can we ever have a year where we just go full go on something? Ever? Are we ever gonna do that? No, we like to remain flexible.
Yeah.
We like to remain flexible. What the fuck does that mean?
And Mark said it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that we're in. So he basically once in a lifetime opportunity to get the ace pick.
I'll tell you, I'll never forgive Sean Marks for that.
Dude, look at our stage. It completely dropped off.
I said that after we traded the big 3, I would never forgive Sean Marks. And this again, I will never forgive him like this again. Because this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit, bro.
At some point.
You gotta get fired. You gotta get fired for
Not
this.
even
This
get
is some
fired.
bullshit.
You
He
gotta
has to
be
get
done
fired.
with
I'm
Flagg.
done.
He's just
I'm done with
not
Sean
it.
Marks.
At some point, he's just not it.
We only have 1 year left of our owning our pick in 26.
You allowed a team full of players that's not even going to be here next year to fuck up your plan. You let a coach in Jordy say, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. Like, what are we doing?
Flag, AD, and Kyrie is nasty.
How does that, like, that's a rig? That's rigged. Doesn't that scream rigged to you? Like, how does that fucking happen?
No one
That's like
who expected
that's a
this?
script written, bro.
Like, yo, Adam Silver's an idiot. You sent
That's
Cooper
fair.
to the West? With
Cooper
the East being
Flagg.
so bad?
Nico's not gonna get no more jokes now. Nico was like the worst GM in NBA history. Like now he might be the best GM.
Dude, Eddie Gonzalez is
the best
just
GM.
like,
Nico just went from being the worst to the best GM in the fucking league. Yo, that's crazy. Cooper Flagg, Kyrie, and AD. Oh my god, that shit is gonna be insane. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Fuck. That defense? Fuck.
But
Lively?
AJ, you have the most picks, so that means good, no? You have the most picks. We have 4 picks.
Oh my god, bro. Fuck, man. This is the worst, man. I wanted to really
I need the Celtics to win this game tonight.
I mean,
Can they
the
win by
one thing-
40?
but think about one thing though. When you look at like, and this is what sucks. It's like Charlotte's really the only team that was really down there and bad, and it's like, so we're not the only ones that got kicked in the nuts, but fucking A.
Yeah, Washington got kind of destroyed too.
Now look, a lot of the teams, basically every team, fell. But the thing is, look, I'd rather have, if Marks had just completely tanked and broke it down, we would have gotten the 5th pick. The 5th pick, which is better than the 8th pick, by the way. And I would have trusted his judgment because it was the logical thing to do. So not only do we have the 8th pick in the draft, I have lost complete faith in this general manager to make the correct decision because he didn't have the courage to tank.
Bro. Fuck, bro.
Couldn't just
Yeah, I ain't
swallow
gonna
the
lie.
pride.
I want to kill myself, bro.
We could have just swallowed the pride.
I'm not even gonna entertain it.
I want to kill myself, bro.
We need to make a pact when we do spaces. If we hear anybody that thinks this is okay, we just need to block them and not have them speak.
Just Cage.
Oh,
Be
dude,
like, not
There's
dealing
there's
with that.
nothing okay about this. This is not healthy. People that think this is a good idea and this is great should just stop talking.
Chubbs, I made a tweet posted in the group chat about the whole, like, telling them, and it's like the Mark stands are coming at me.
Oh, fuck it. I don't, dude. You think about all the arguments that we had with fucking people all season about averages and where our spot has drafted the last 5 seasons has been like 6, 7, 8. Like, it's been the law of average, right? And like, you have these other teams that get lucky, and it's like, so that's all they're, oh, see, it's all luck. And it's like, but you're completely missing the point of percentages, math, and actual averages of where things average out in our spot. It's just, it's fucking stupid. Like, I can't believe I argued with some of these people. And then Nets Daily is going, I'm screaming internally.
They're
like,
so
really?
fucking spineless. I'm sorry. They're so spineless. They went down kicking and screaming to justify that the draft doesn't work, despite all the evidence that it does work. And yet when the draft comes, when the lottery comes, they wanna, oh, now let's pray for a top pick. And now they want to pretend to be mad. Please stay on that side and stop trying to pretend to be mad. Like, please. That's so, I'm so fucking mad. I'm so fucking mad.
And look, here the arguments are like, oh, well, these other teams fell, Utah fell. And I'm like, that's not the point. That's not the point. Yeah, they fell. Guess what? They got the 5th pick. 5 is better than 8.
Bro,
5 is better than 8.
If we were the 5th pick, if we did our jobs and got the 5th and we beat out the Sixers, we would have been we would have had number 3. The Sixers got number 3. They're one spot above us. They're one spot above us.
I can't even go at the Sixers game because honestly, who can predict Nick Claxton to just game it like that? You know what I'm saying? It's the games like versus the Rockets. It's the games versus the Hornets.
Yeah, I'm talking about the meaningless wins from the beginning, man.
You
no. Claxton should have never played. These guys, like, why make it that close? Why play it so close to the chest? Because you're going to lose games early on so you could survive the random game winner. You could survive Tyrese Martin dropping 30 against the Suns randomly. It's just about control. And look, the anti-tankers, the Mark stands, they are who they are. Nothing we say will ever change their mind, even though the Nets fell in the draft. The arguments that they made, oh no, it's rigged. They'll rig it for us. Even though, look, the lottery isn't rigged. It isn't rigged. Because why?
It might be with this outcome.
No, why would Adam Silver?
I don't know about that side,
Why would
because
Adam
this
Silver
Mavericks, Cooper Flagg to the Mavericks. This shit is written. This shit was written in a book somewhere. Like, this was crazy. You're telling me we saw that the Luka trade broke the fucking world? That broke the world. The Luka trade. Just to circle back with a 1.8% chance to get Cooper to the fucking Mavericks.
Yeah,
Nico Harrison.
The Raptors getting 9, that was a red flag. The Raptors getting 9 was a easy red flag.
One spot above the Sixers, one spot above us. If we fucking tanked correctly, we would have had Ace Bailey or number 3 pick. We fucking tanked correctly.
Well, no, it's just luck. Look, the belief that it's rigged. Look, why wouldn't the Bulls have gotten like a higher pick? They didn't tank. They haven't been tanking for years ever. Like, no, look, the draft is the draft. Like, these percentages, it is what it is. Look, the only thing you have control over is the percentages. Look, it doesn't matter.
So let me read some of the comments. Shout out to AK. He said, we ahead of the Sixers to near the end. Yeah, we were right ahead of them. We were right ahead of the Sixers. The 2 worst tankers is picking 5th. Silver looking out for the Mavs fans because he knew that trade was dog shit. Can we talking about is all the good teams got the top 3 picks? Think the Spurs will trade out.
Okay, B, if this is B, now you're up here saying this shit is blatantly rigged. Don't matter where you are. I don't want it. You better not come when we talk. I better not hear Mr. Posit. No. You know, all the people that were like, oh, it's okay. Everything's good. Like, you noticing how a lot of them are mad now. Nets Daily is internally screaming.
It's fake anger.
Dude,
I do not care about
you see, they're not happy with the 8th pick. Oh, save it for Twitter, T-Rex.
Yeah, like I said,
it'd be better to hear it out loud.
Fans, and I know some of the best tanking teams dropped, but that still doesn't matter. It's a weighted lottery. They dropped to like I said, this is why you tank, because even though the Jazz, who was the number 1 tank team? The Jazz? Yeah. At worst, you get the 5th pick. At worst. This is what I was saying from the beginning of the year. Are you the worst team in the NBA? At worst, you get the 5th. And that's still a good pick. That's better than 8. Like, so get the fuck out of here. Comments like, oh, the worst team. Like, 5th is better. 5 is better than 8. Like, let's stop fucking around here.
And look, okay, if it was rigged, Adam Silver would say, hey guys, I'm going to rig it. Do not tank. Just try hard. And like, why? It makes no logical sense if it's rigged, because if it is, Silver would tell the teams. He would tell the teams, hey guys, it's rigged. Never tank. Yeah. Especially since Silver is so against tanking, he hates it. He's made all these rules against it. It's like, why have the system the way it is?
And I just want to chime in here for something. Like, the idea, I want the idea that tanking overall doesn't work to be smashed, because tanking both big and small is rewarded. And I'll show you how. Dallas was just rewarded Cooper Flagg, right? With a 1.8% chance, just missed the playoffs. They were rewarded Cooper Flagg. Well, not too long ago, they drafted a guy by the name of Derek Lively. They were in danger of losing that pick. Had they not have finished where they did, purposefully tanking, they would have lost that pick, and therefore not have been able to draft Derek Lively, who they needed imperatively on that finals run. They needed a center. We all talked about they needed size. They needed to add size and they were going to try to do it with the draft pick because they were out of money at that time. This was 2 years ago, and they tanked into the 10th pick, which was Derek Lively. So tanking big and small works. So long as you get yourself to the dance, to the dinner table, it works. But as long as you're there, you might as well help yourself. That's the point. The point is that you're there and then you're able to gather more of the raise not just your floor from the 8th pick to the 5th pick, but your potential to get the first pick over the remaining other lottery pools, the other 3 teams. Also to give your to protect yourself on the back end. The whole debate, the whole entertaining these othering ideas has gotten really tiresome. It got I like sharing ideas. I like the idea of not being an echo chamber, of people being creative in trying to resolve issues that come across, like that happens across the team's path. But what just happened is just not acceptable. Like, you can't trade for your picks back and pick 8. You just can't. You have to have some kind of understanding and semblance of we are trying to accumulate talent through the draft. Like, this is the only real way that teams really improve in the long term and get better and actually change the culture of the team. You change the culture first by changing the energy. And what is better energy than youth? What is better energy than talent? None.
Do you realize? Sorry,
no,
Kev. There's 3,000 people on Twitter watching our demise right now and are watching our.
Of course, because they want us to crash out,
dude. Bro,
I'm about to turn this shit off, man. Like,
shout out to Thomas
for content purposes, I want Chris to get his shit off, but I just want to break down the
hey, real quick though, AJ,
down the draft order. I want to break down the draft order.
Shout out to Thomas Mitchell on Twitter. He said now Dallas is going to trade the pick for Giannis.
All right, so if you're joining us right now, and before I kill myself, just hit the like button, subscribe, hit that heart if you're watching on Twitter. The Mavericks just won Cooper Flagg, unbelievable. Spurs, Dylan Harper. Do the Spurs keep Dylan Harper with De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle? Does that make sense to me? Does that make sense, y'all? In the chat, let me know in the chat. Does that make sense? Are they gonna just draft Dylan for say fuck it? We have a boatload of talent, or are they gonna think about moving Dylan? Why
wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I mean, you got to think these top 2 teams. Like, that's why I said Thomas Mitchell said now they're going to trade it for Giannis. Like, who knows? Maybe one of these teams floats that
to Giannis for Giannis.
I mean, you never know. I mean, it is a likelihood. I mean, if you're the Spurs and you take Harper, what, you put him on the bench to learn behind?
You can't put Dylan Harper on the bench.
I'm just throwing shit out
No,
there.
I feel you.
Saying, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for one of these teams to get Giannis. Like, it really is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sixers. Do the Sixers keep Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe? I don't think they'll. I think Ace Bailey was probably I don't know, because like I said, what are the Sixers needs? What are the Sixers needs right now? I think they probably need a power forward. That's their biggest need right now.
Hey, guys, I got a question for all of you.
Yeah.
Hypothetical. I just made it up. Okay, Daryl Morey calls Sean Marks. Hey, I'll give you the 3rd pick in the draft, but you have to absorb Paul George's contract. Do you take it?
I take it. I take it.
Yeah,
they're gonna want Cam. They're gonna want CJ. They're gonna want CJ.
I'm giving them.
They're gonna want CJ. They're gonna want CJ. I don't think he moves off Paul George though. I don't think he moves off Paul George. I don't know.
If like I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'll move CJ for the 3rd pick and absorbing Paul George contract. I'll do that.
You do it.
So would I.
Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat, please.
In a heartbeat.
I'll do it because I also think that there's a chance. There's an off chance that you could get some reclamation value out of Paul George later on.
Yeah.
His contract's only 2 years, right? He only
Yeah,
had 2 more years. Paul only has 2. It's a fucking overpay as
3 more
fuck.
years.
3 more years.
It's
Okay,
an
he has 3 more years.
overpay, but like best case scenario, we buy him out next season, or not next season, but the year after that, like we just did with Ben.
Georgia won't accept a buyout. He's not going to make. Just eat it. Just eat the money. Have him be like a veteran.
That works too.
Whatever. Then when he's like expiring, you see what you could do, similar to Ben Simmons. And look, I know the money sucks. But it's like, what are the Nets gonna? They are not getting Giannis. I could say that with
I
confidence.
don't want Giannis anyway.
Oh yeah. Like I said,
what are they gonna do with the cap space?
All right, so Sixers at 3, Hornets at 4. I don't think they go for VJ. They probably might shoot. Who do you think the Hornets take at 4, y'all?
I think that depends on what the Sixers.
I don't think they take. Well, actually, they probably would take VJ, right? VJ would actually
go
be.
for Edgecombe.
Yeah, VJ actually would be all right because you can play him next to LaMelo. You need the defense.
Kind of fits perfectly with LaMelo, actually.
Okay, so yeah, 4 is VJ for the Hornets. 5 Jazz. I could even see who the Jazz would take at 5. I mean, I don't think they would. Would they take Jeremiah?
Jeremiah
would they take Derek Queen? Would they take? Shit, I don't even know who the Jazz would take. Let us know in the chat. If you're a Jazz fan, who would y'all take? At 5?
If there's anybody that should be more mad than us, the Wizards and Jazz fans should.
The Wizards and Jazz fans are fucking cursed.
Wizards and Jazz fans to be.
But like I said, they're above us though. They can't talk shit because they're above us though. They're at 5 and 6. They tanked, but they're at 5 and 6. You know what I'm saying? We're at 8.
That hurt.
You know
that hurt.
I know. My interest for the sport plummeted like by 30%, like 50%. I am so uninterested in basketball.
Somebody said Paul George is damaged goods.
Yes,
he's damaged goods, but for the 3rd pick, I'll take him.
Yeah, I agree. So would I.
Hey, Brooklyn, yes, I am fucking heated. I spent a whole year arguing with
anti-tankers. 6.
See, that's why I just left Twitter for like my sanity could not take it.
I stopped responding to these idiots.
I'm gonna deactivate soon. I'm just gonna deactivate for a little bit. Wizard after this I might deactivate. My phone's already blowing up, but like all my friends probably talking shit because they're Knicks fans, so they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah."
You know what? I know people have an issue. They either like Boston or they don't care. Like I'm sorry, but I'm all fuck Knicks. Like go Boston. I don't have an issue.
Oh yeah, you told me. I'm hoping Boston wins by 50 tonight. I hope Boston wins by 50 tonight. Fuck Boston. I mean, well, it's fuck Boston. It's fuck Boston forever, but it's fuck the Knicks.
See, I don't have an issue. I never had an issue with Boston. I don't like.
I hate Boston because of just I'm from New York.
I'm
from New York. If you're from New York, you're gonna hate Boston.
I hate the Red Sox. That's different. I hate the Red Sox.
That's Boston, bro. That's Boston.
Yeah, but I don't hate the.
You hate Boston. Say you're a Yankees fan. You hate Boston.
If we didn't own the Knicks picks, here's the thing: if we didn't own their picks, I'd be rooting for them because I hate Boston. But we need them to be we need them to lose in the 2nd round, so the team is more volatile.
Yeah, I hate Boston and I hate the Knicks, but I hate the Knicks more than I do hate Boston. Like if the Knicks lose a series, I'm rooting for Boston's demise after they beat the Knicks. Though I'm rooting for Boston's demise after they beat the Knicks.
We are all Pacers fans next series, regardless of this outcome.
Yes, yes, we are.
Yes.
Wizards at 6. I mean, I don't really know who they really take. I mean, like I said, these
they need
picks,
Wizards need everything except for maybe center.
They need everything. Like I said, like some of these guys' team needs is like
for the center with Alex Sarr, they need everything.
Yeah,
honestly, that's a good point. Nah, Common and Alex Sarr could really be interesting.
I said Common to the Wizards.
All right,
last night.
This is what Tankathon has right now. They have Cooper, Dillon, Ace for Sixers, BJ at Hornets, Trey Johnson at Utah, Con Kneppel to the Wizards. That kind of makes. What do you think the Wizards will get Con?
Con can play for anybody, honestly.
Yeah, they need a wing. Yeah. They need a wing. They need shooting.
Jeremiah Fears to Pelicans, and then the Nets. Kaman Malawach at 8. Derek Queen 9 to the Raptors. 10 Kasparis Rockets. So that's the top 10. I just named y'all. That's Tankathon's top 10. Mock.
I like Malawach. I think he has a very high floor.
Get Malawach at 8. we fucking saved our fucking.
I would love Malawak at 8. I would love it,
Yeah,
but it's just like it's not what I wanted though. It's cash. It's not what I wanted.
Imagine we take Derek Queen over Kama.
Nah.
Well, guys, here's the thing with Malawak.
We're not gonna do it.
Is that a
High
possibility?
floor. The ceiling is not as high though.
Knowing the Nets and how they love their shorter big men, it is a possibility.
Derek Queen.
Yes, it is a possibility. We've seen it multiple times. It is possible because they do love their smaller big men.
Dude, if we draft CMB at 8, it's over.
CMB at 8.
CMB at 8, it's over.
They got Colin Murray Boyles going to the Hawks at 13. They got
Okay,
Jace
that's
at
good.
12. This is Tankathon. I'm not. This doesn't. It's not the. They got Yegor going to 16 to the Magic. They got us getting Carter Bryant at 19. I would take Rasheer at 19. They got Rasheer going at 20. I would take Rasheer at 19. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God. Okay. Trey Johnson to the Utah. That makes a little sense.
Trey Johnson to the Utah makes sense because they need scoring bad.
VJ to the Hornets. I don't know. I think that's a little redundant. I think.
But who's their shooting guard? Is it Miles?
It's like
Miles?
Josh Green or something.
It's not Miles. It's not Miles Bridges. Oh, he's a small forward.
Yeah, it's Josh Green. They're small forward.
Oh yeah, they gotta get VJ. Do you think VJ is better than
Dude, yeah.
Is VJ better than Josh Green?
Yeah.
VJ's better than Josh Green, right?
Here's the thing though, Edgecombe that I really like.
Yeah.
That was guaranteed he'd be the 4th pick. Combine happened. He is 6'4" without shoes, meaning he is like 6'5" with shoes. So his height is fine. He's not really undersized. He's got the athleticism. He's got the defense. He's got the motor. Fits perfectly next to LaMelo in the backcourt. Like he could shoot. Like that is a good fit. Like I really like VJ to the Hornets.
Jeremiah Fears to the Pelicans. How you all feel about that? Somebody in the chat said the Pels are not taking Fears with DeJounte Murray and Crawford. Wait, who's Crawford? Crawford? You talking about CJ?
Jordan Crawford.
He's talking about who's their point guard? Isn't CJ?
Jordan, you mean Jordan Hawkins?
Hawkins.
Oh, yes. Hawkins. He's talking about Hawkins.
You mean
but he's not even in the rotation.
There's CJ McCollum, DeJounte, and Jordan Hawkins.
To
and
me,
they traded Dyson Daniels.
The Pelicans need a point guard for the future. Like CJ is not going to be there like in a year or two. He's gone.
Bro, CJ and DeJounte both have to go. I don't know why they both.
DeJounte just tore his Achilles. Like y'all dead ass. Like I think Jeremiah.
They both got to go if they want to be for real.
Yeah, I mean they're tanking. They just fired their GM. Zion might get traded. I mean, I think you go for Jeremiah and then go with your young core. The thing with Jeremiah, you got your lead guard for the future, and then you have your defense with Herb and Trey, and you got Eves Missy. You're gonna be they're gonna be right back here 2026 if you trade Zion, right? Because I mean, CJ
they might win the lottery next year.
They're gonna be right back here in 2026.
They're smart. They would be smart to take Fears because Fears will keep their expectations low.
Yeah,
they'll be a good but not great team in the West. They'll be, they'll be a tough night in, night out team, but they'll be, lower down the totem pole. And they just got to get into the lottery. And they'll if they can get it one of those top 4 guys like they talked about, then that's a quality season for them. That's a great building block of Missy Fears. Let's say they get, Dyvansta and Zion, and they can move off. That's a lot of creativity they can move from, and I like the idea of them maybe saving us from Fears, a little bit. Because I do. I'm a very. I think that there's 8 is shitty, but it doesn't have to be that shitty. If we do end up getting someone like Malawak or. Another thing for the Hornets, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this is like a good spot for maybe a Derek Queen pick. Considering they do need some front line help and that creativity mixed with LaMelo.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a good point because they do need some power forward creativity in that mix.
Who do they have in their front court?
It's just Mark Williams and I know Miles is the 3. Who's the 4 on that team? On the Hornets team.
Really?
Miller? Did you say Miller's?
Oh, Brandon Miller. Oh, Brandon Miller's a 3. So what's Miles Bridges?
4.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's a poison. It could pick your poison. It's your pick your poison. You either go for your your shooting guard for the future, or you can go for your power forward for the future? Like you just got to choose.
Gets you the freedom to get LaMelo off the ball a little bit. You can run the offense through him. You can play inside out. He can shoot the ball. You can play high-low pick and roll. You can play 4 or 5 bigs rolling to. You play high-low bigs. You can play Spain. I mean, you can do a lot. I mean, you can do a ton of dribble handoff, a lot of Chicago stuff. I mean, whatever you want to do, he sort of opens the door as a creative big to start creating, from the front line down. And I mean, if you want LaMelo to start being serious, then you're gonna have to maybe show him that, someone else can take the ball and run the offense, and then maybe he'll start to understand. Well, it's either that or you got to get somebody who's going to make him lock down defensively.
Yeah. It's going to be between VJ and I think Derek Queen's actually a good riser for that. I'm looking at the depth chart. It says LaMelo, Nick Smith, Josh Green, Miles Bridges, Mark Williams. What the fuck? Damn, the Hornets got some. They might need everything on this shit, yo. The Hornets need everything. Their roster is crazy. Then they got us, Malawach. What do you think Sean Marks does that? Because like with Claxton and Dayron,
definitely.
With Claxton and Dayron, I know Sean Marks loves bigs though. Like, does he love bigs?
Yes.
I think it also gives.
He loves bigs.
He loves bigs. In every way.
He was like 7 foot bigs though. I haven't seen him get a 7.
No, that's the thing. He doesn't like 7 foot bigs. He likes like 6'10", 6'11".
Like 6'10". He does like the 6'10", 6'9".
That's like perfect. Like, how do you like? Because we always had like we had Claxton, we had LaMarcus, we had Blake Griffin, we had a bunch of like we've had just a bunch of bigs, just
Jared
like a regular
Allen,
no 7.
Now De'Aaron Sharp, all 6'11" of below.
Yeah, the most we've had Brooke Lopez and Andre Drummond.
Yeah, he hates bigs taller than him.
Oh my god,
Biggie Shorty.
I can't believe this. I'm still at a loss for words. Like after I turn this computer off, like I'm about to like just cry in my car or some shit like that. I might crash.
It's so bad, but like
I'm gonna crash out.
Said, it really could be worse as long as like all we have to do is just get Fears or Malawach or Fears. It don't matter. One of those two guys and we're fine.
I think they're gonna. I don't know. I don't think Fears is gonna slide that to 8, but Malawach makes sense at 8. Like I think he at 8. I think that's where his range is. But I don't know. Like, do you think Sean does the out the box thing and gets like CMB or like a Kasparis or like he does some like that's the scary part about 8. Sean could do some random shit and just overreach and pick somebody that like not supposed to be there. That's what
we have Marks has never drafted this high before, so we don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, we have no data, zero data.
He might overreach and pick somebody that's not supposed to be there. That's the worst part about it.
And that's what makes me sick too, is you get the 8th pick, so now you're like, you don't know what the hell you're gonna get from Marks.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck we're gonna. This mock draft says Malawach, but he could be fucking drafting, I don't know, somebody random.
He
could draft some international guy from like the New Zealand Breakers. Like, like you'll see some New Zealand breaker at number 8. Like you won't even know who he is. Like he could do some random. He could do some random shit. We don't even know. Like that's the worst part about being a Nets.
We're drafting Miles Bird with the 8th pick.
Miles Bird, fucking Maxine
Raynard.
Get ready for 48th pick.
Get ready for Knipple, whatever the fuck his name is.
Nah, I don't think Con. I think Con's gonna be at like 5, 6. What they have him at? They got him at 5. I think they got the Wizards.
They got him at
5.
6. They got him going to the Wizards.
I think
Also,
Con's gonna be at 5.
These last names in this year's draft, I hate them all.
I don't know, man. Shout out to the 3,000 people watching us. Fucking.
I hate these last names.
Yeah, like I got no words.
Them.
This shit is like, I just really can't believe Cooper Flagg is a Maverick. Like like the rich just keep getting on rich. It's like we are in the slums of the NBA. We have no stars, no talent. We have no franchise star. But you give the best player of this draft to an already set team, and then you give the second best player of the draft to a team that has got Wemby, three rookie of the years, 2 rookie of the years back to back. back to back. They already had 2 rookies of the year, Stephon Castle, Wemby, and now they get Dylan Harper. Like, what the fuck, yo? This shit is fucking. Oh my god, this shit is. I can't explain the NBA, Adam.
And you know what's frustrating, dude? Is you have
somebody needs to rob you, Adam. Somebody needs to rob you.
Top teams like the Sixers.
Somebody said y'all cool to reach for Nolan. No.
I'm cool.
AJ, can you hear me?
Restore my hope. We need to trade Cam Johnson, CT, and Clax to the Spurs. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I gotta talk to my guy Evan.
AJ, can you hear me?
He's a good Spurs writer. I gotta hit him up. See who the Spurs looking at.
AJ,
I know a couple of Spurs writers. I gotta hit up. What's the point of living when I'm in Brooklyn? Yo, I feel dazed. I feel just like you right now, bro. Like I feel like I don't even want to look at my phone right now because I know like it's gonna be all people talking shit, comments, phone calls, texts, girls that left me coming back. The Nets fucking suck. Number 8.
But AJ,
like this is
Twitter is full of
what just happened?
my phone is about to be looking heated with the shit talking.
AJ, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I didn't even hear you.
You can't hear me?
Bad. One of my headphones went out.
All right. Hey, this is what makes me sick about this draft. You have the Sixers, which, like, say what you want. They got Maxey, they got Embiid, they got Paul George, right? Like, they still have a team, and they get a top 3 pick. You have the Mavericks, Kyrie, AD, and who they have, and then you're throwing it. Like, I think that's the most frustrating thing is that, like, Silver's, like, trying to fix the draft, but it's like these fucking top teams that already have a squad.
Yeah.
Now get a young stud.
Like I said, it's like the rich keep getting on richer, and like with the Mavericks, it's just you can't like how do you this season is got to be in like a 30 for 30 for the Mavericks. This Mavericks season has to be a documentary. Like what the fuck?
And then
trade Luka in a secret
then they
trade.
win the finals next year. Watch.
Like this Mavericks team is got to be it's got to be a 30 for 30. Like it doesn't make any sense. And then the Spurs getting they could possibly get. I know Cooper is probably a strong favorite, but Dylan Harper is good too. So they could have 3 rookie of the years back to back to back. Like, come on, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Like the
back to back to back rookies of the year.
The whole top 5 is the league. Like,
but by the way, I want to say Adam Silver is a terrible commissioner because here's the thing. And look, by the way, I don't think the lottery is rigged. But you flatten the lottery odds to allow things like this to happen. Teams that do not need, I'm sorry, the team that has Wembanyama is now going to get Dylan Harper. The team that has Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving is going to get Cooper Flagg. The team that has Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George is going to get Ace Bailey. Like, what's the point? No. The whole point of tanking is to have teams like us, like the Wizards, like the Jazz, to get help, to get talent, so they don't have to tank anymore. So why? Like all these teams that tank this year, what are they going to do? They're going to tank again next year. Let's not act like the Jazz, or even us, like we have the ability to get these stars. Because by the way, free agency doesn't exist anymore. Thanks, Adam Silver, for the Supermax. So now it's like, okay, free agency is an option. You destroy the draft. Like what are we going to do? Pray that we get lucky and Mark's drafts a stud at 8? Trade all our assets for Giannis? Like, no, Adam Silver blew it. He completely misunderstood the point of the draft. Tanking is fine. There is nothing wrong with tanking because it is the way you get talent. It just is. It is how it has always worked.
Yeah, like change the fucking rules back to where they were. Like, don't you flatten why'd you flatten the odds so fucking these set ass teams could get more talent and the rich get richer? You know what I'm saying? Plus, we got the CBA, so it's like just move the odds shit where you flatten the odds, just move it to how it was before. The worst team gets the best picks. Like that's how it was before, wasn't it?
Let's go to football, yo. Go to football rules.
Like just we changed the odds. Oh, they flatten the odds. Now you know because we don't want teams to tank or or whatever you want. You know whatever rules he had for the flattened odds rule. It's like change the rules fucking back to how it was.
Well,
like,
guess what? Teams tanked anyways, and now the teams that don't deserve the talent, that don't need the talent, got it anyways. So it's like the system is broken. I'd rather Adam Silver. I would rather Adam Silver, like true, if he wanted to eliminate tanking, just actually make it a lottery. Papers out of a hat. Papers out of a hat. Everyone has an equal chance, and then figure out the system later. Like why? It makes no sense. Like I think Silver's done a horrible job.
Regardless of if teams are tanking or not, there's always going to be a team that's worse than every other team. Like, you can't control it. So you can come out and say, "Oh, we don't condone tanking," or whatever the fuck he said. It's gonna happen. You can't stop it. There's literally no way to stop it. You can't make 30 identical teams. It's impossible.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Shout out to, let me read some comments. Shout out to Mike. He says, obvious rigged to small NBA teams, as in Utah, Charlotte, Washington, New Orleans, now got top 3 picks. We have trade options with Spurs and Sixers. They don't need rookies. They have.
Sixers might actually do.
Yeah, we talked about that before. I don't, like I said, if I'm the Spurs, it's like I said, the thing that changed everything is the CBA, because the Spurs getting Dylan Harper, yes, they could shoot for a star, but it's like they have so much talent on that team, and they're so much cap space. You know what I'm saying? So much cap space. So it's like they just paid for De'Aaron, and then I don't even think De'Aaron's like gonna hurt the books like that. But
Probably
it's like
not. I don't know what his
you have
contract is.
De'Aaron, Wemby, you have almost 4 or 5 guys on their rookie contracts. Oh my god, like it's just I don't know if they're gonna trade Dylan for I don't know. Would y'all think they're gonna trade Dylan for Giannis or for KD or whatever? I don't know. I really don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I gotta talk to my Spurs people. That's another. I'll get back to you on that. I gotta talk to my Spurs people.
Okay, I want to just say this. The Nets have here. It's official. Okay, 8, 19, 26, 27, and 36 for this year's draft.
Okay, bad. All right.
I wasted a perfectly good monster on this.
Yeah, bro. I'm fucking. Somebody said I would bet the owners of small market teams will work to get rid of the lottery. This draft might have did it. Shout out to Mark the Truth. The NFL draft order system is about exactly. Just change it to what the NFL is doing. Just change it to that. Like this fucking flattened shit is not helping teams like us or the small market. We're not a small market team, but you know what I'm saying. Like teams that don't have a franchise star or, you know.
Well, it's not just for small market teams because, again, I said this before, free agency does not exist in the modern NBA anymore.
Yeah. Mike Goat said, if you don't want teams to tank, let all NBA teams have an equal chance. Sorry, guys. Been a diehard Nets fan for 20 years, but this is too much. I'm now a Spurs fan. Less stress, more years to my life. Nico Harrison knew something no one else did except for him and Adam Silver.
I agree with that.
Shout out to Suevo. So Ace Bailey ain't going to the Nets. Shout out to Simon. Look at the history of the 8th pick. Simon T, we are fucked. That was gold to watch. Screens just switched off. As a Nets fan, it's still funny. Yeah, Spurs are trade the number 2 pick and some other assets for Giannis. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said.
I ain't gonna lie. This is arguably worse than Game 7 versus the Bucks.
Yeah, this shit.
This is up there. This is actually up.
Because like the thing with this, like this sets us. Oh my god, this sets us so far back again.
And Jason Tatum is unconscious right now. I don't know if y'all watching the game.
Thank God Boston's killing the Knicks.
Don't worry, guys. They'll blow this lead.
I'm looking at the history.
This sets us so far back again, bro.
And you can all but kiss next year. Like you're not gonna. The Nets are, unless they do something. I can't imagine they're gonna.
The only way Sean saves this is he has to get a top 3 in 26. But I'll say this: 26. We're
gonna win more in 26.
If you get like 6, if you get number 6 in 26, that's actually really good. That's how good that draft is.
They
like the top 10 in 26 is incredible.
They aren't tanking next year. I can promise that.
Yeah, they're not. Get ready for more wins. There's no tanking going on next season.
Shit, we're gonna be bad. Who are we gonna get? We're gonna be worse than next year. We're gonna be worse than this year if we still have.
We're gonna be top 12th pick, something like that.
We're gonna be worse though. I feel like we're gonna have a worse.
I don't know, AJ. You saw what they tried to do this year when they had the shittiest team and they had fucking G leaguers. They didn't trade who they're supposed to. Like
Unless Sean signs like fucking I don't know, some random fucking good ass vets. You have to sign like 3 or 4 random good ass vets.
If Sean Marks cannot identify the talent in next year's draft to where even getting 7th is still good because you're getting a good player so stacked, then he needs to leave that front office right now.
He should have left that front office a long time
if he
ago.
thinks tanking next year is a bad idea, he just needs to leave because he clearly doesn't. He has no like pulse on what this team needs. This team doesn't need a Giannis. And I know that's crazy to say. We don't need these superstars. We need to start getting young stars built up through our organization. Like this franchise needs players that could be future Hall of Famers that grew up in our organization. They need a Kenyon Martin. Like they need homegrown faces. Not faces that are going to be here for 5 years. And if we don't win anything in the next 8 years, we talk about, hey, remember when that time that superstar played for the Nets? That was cool. It's
Like
pointless.
the big 3.
It's all pointless. So you lost the big 3 in horrific fashion. You somehow got it back. You traded all your picks back for 8th. You played you tried to do the good guy ethical tank. We're not gonna rest starters. We're gonna play it, let the chips fall where they fall, and you got 8th. Meanwhile, the Sixers, you done fucked up, Aaron. You done fucked up.
It's such a so far back, man. Like it's like
Sion,
if
you done fucked up, Sion.
If we don't succeed in 2026 draft, it's gonna because we don't own 2027, and I don't think we own 2028. Oh my god!
We have
we're gonna be we own our pick in 2028.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we have to swap in 27.
Yeah.
No, it's the Philly pick.
No, the 2027 is a swap with Houston, and then we own 2028 and onwards outright.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because what was it was in 2020 we did trade, right?
But it's like that's just so far down the road. Like we need like this. We needed this too bad, bro. We needed this so bad.
I'm looking at the 8 of the 8 pick history, and it's not looking good. Like there's some good players in here, but most of it is low to mid tier role players.
That's what I'm saying. We're not gonna get anybody star level at 8.
The only one I'm seeing, I'm like, okay, that could be interesting. KCP, Alfaro Camino.
KCP, I'm done.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jarace Walker was picked 8th.
I'm shutting this off.
Oh my god.
Yo, I hate you. He said Jarace
Walker. What was the point of Sean Marks going to Rutgers?
I'm shutting this off.
What was
I don't care about you 3,000 people. You 3,500 people in here. I don't give a fuck. I'm turning this shit off, man. I don't give a fuck.
Listen to this nasty. Listen to this nasty tweet. The Nets gave us pick 10, 2027 Suns first, 2029 Suns first, and a 2029 Mavericks first for pick 8.
Overpay
culture wins. Letting the chips fall where they fall.
I knew this shit was. It's like I said at the beginning of the year. I was like, if he doesn't fucking trade DFS, Dennis Schroeder, and Cam Johnson in the beginning, I was just like, trade them all. Just trade them all. You know what I'm saying? Just trade them all.
Personally, I wanted Dennis to stay. I like Dennis, but I still I could see and understand why we would have to trade him, and I agreed with it. But
yeah, and we were in a perfect position because we was number 5 for a while. We was number 5 for a while until the deadline. The Sixers found out, fuck, Embiid's down.
Oh yeah, they just said
Paul George down. Yeah, let's just fucking shamelessly tank Daryl Morey, fucking outclass Sean Marks again. He outclassed
And then next, he
again.
still had that finger injury. So we have Quentin Grimes going crazy. Quentin Grimes getting 30-point games because guess who their next best player is? Justin Edwards. Who the fuck is that?
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, Daryl Morey out fucking classes Sean again. He fucking finessed him. Out tanked Sean Marks for the 5th spot in the draft and gets a top 3 pick. Trade deadline, he out tanked Sean Marks and gets a top 3 pick. 1 spot above because we were the 5th If we stayed at 5, we would be in that top 3. We would be in that top 3 if we stayed at 5. That's just insane. It's a little thing because that's like, remember when I was saying during stream, like, oh, these wins, like we're gonna go back to these wins and be like, yo, this fucking guy, Sean, this fucking guy, bro. I'm gonna end this soon. Brooklyn, USA, shout out to you, Luigi. I'll wait until next year to make the verdict, but right now it's not. Like I said, it's like I don't trust. If he couldn't tank right this year, I don't trust next year. And 2026, I said that in the beginning of the stream. 2026 is 10 times better than this draft. Like it's insane.
And look, whenever Marks messes up, the response is, well, let's wait longer. Let's see what he does next year. And it's like, dude, he is literally he's been the GM since 16. Did he just finish season 10? Has he been the GM for 10 years actually?
Yeah, he's been, I think he's going on 10 now. I think he's going on 10 now, yeah.
Dude, it's been a decade, one playoff series victory. I know COVID happened and a bunch of stuff that was out of his control happened, but the results have been so bad. At what point is he just not a good GM?
2 years ago. If not 3 years ago. Like, objectively speaking, that's about when we knew like he had to go. And then of course Josiah being Josiah, and just, the entire front office, like everyone who has any kind of say of who's the GM, kind of, doing whatever they have to do to keep him in whenever he really should be out. It's he should have been gone a long time ago.
It was like, I think ultimately once Kyrie requested that trade, it was over. It was done for Sean Marks at that point.
I agree with that. Like when you screw up so bad, fuck up that team so bad in the fashion that he did, he should have been gone immediately.
Yeah. This
dude Josiah just couldn't listen to KD.
Billy Reinhart just said Net Social deleted all Duke and Rutgers scouting footage.
Oh, that's pathetic. Yeah, I like the Nets organization. I like the team.
No, I think he's making a joke. He's making a joke though. Like, I don't think he's real. Okay. He's just basically saying that they just deleted. And what's hilarious is in that video, he's like, "This is a once in a lifetime opportunity." It's like, and just that hit, like, dude, and that fucking that thing I just read where it's like, think about it. You gave the Rockets pick 10, 27 and 29 Suns first, and a 29 Maverick pick for pick 8. And then who knows what next year's is.
Say, like, we had a shot, say it. You got to toss it.
How you get
it was a lifetime opportunity.
It didn't actually a one-time life opportunity. Yeah, this doesn't come around very often.
Like, why did Sean really, like, he gassed us? He dropped the scout video and acted like he was taking the draft seriously. Like, you took the draft seriously.
He never takes anything seriously.
He acted like
they're gonna show what happened.
Video is gonna be. We're disappointed, but our scouting team's done a great job. We'll find. Yeah, we're not out of it. Like, we've got 3 other picks. We're not out of it.
We still remain flexible.
We're not out of it.
This gonna be the look I'm gonna give Sean Marks if he says some shit like that.
We really. Oh my god. How are we still Nets fans? Bro?
I don't know, bro. I named
how are you a Nets fan?
Maybe I need to take a season off.
Like, how am I still a Nets fan?
Thinking about it.
There's really not an unluckier fan base if you think about it. There's not a possibility. There's not a chance in the world that there's a fan base in any other sport that has it as bad as us. The only team that has it worse than us is probably like Kings fans or something.
Yeah,
I'd argue and say the Wizards probably have it worse.
Oh yeah, no, they got it bad.
They got talent on that. No, they got young talent on that team, bro.
Yeah, but they're still eternally mid.
I can't believe
Yeah,
this
they're
front
still
office
mid.
allowed
They're
this
still
to
eternally mid.
happen. I actually can't believe this front office allowed this to
Well,
happen.
no, here's a silver lining. At least Wizards tickets are cheap. I had a buddy
Yeah,
who used to
yeah.
live in Washington.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point.
And he's like, "Oh, Wizard tickets are really reasonably priced." And I'm like, "Yeah, Brooklyn is ass out expensive because it's in Brooklyn."
Bro,
Yo, paying 35 to go watch Reese Beekman is crazy work.
Yo, let me fucking get my Jose Cuervo, bro. I'm about to fucking
Low key, I
I'm
kind of
done.
wish we were back in New Jersey. The tickets would be cheap. They wouldn't have this big market arrogance about them. No, we could just trade for a star. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd prefer to be back in Jersey. Like, I prefer that.
I'm close to the point where it's like I don't want to be a fan of this org anymore, bro. I'm close. I'm teetering the edge, bro. That's
No,
how crash
never
I'm.
gonna
I'm
leave,
teetering the edge. I'm teetering.
I'm never
Same.
gonna leave, but no, fuck that.
I'm
It
in a month
I'm
or two,
teetering,
I'm
bro.
literally-
I don't want to be a fan of this team.
Dude, Jordy looked pissed. I just watched the video again when they announced the 8th pick. He didn't even smile.
It's your fault too, Jordy. It's your fault.
Yeah. No, I don't. That's fake anger from him too.
Shut up,
because
Jordy.
you were the same one saying we're gonna go out and win no matter what, right? You were,
Nah, dude,
you were quite literally the catalyst for why we're here.
Pissed. There's no way they're not pissed.
Shout out to
Like,
Marcelo.
why
He said I
are
picked the wrong team as a kid.
Bro,
we both did.
Jordy, here's what you need to do. You need to go to your team and say, if you see a guy on a hot streak, mess with him.
Sit your ass down.
How he responds like, man, I'm really cooking. It's like, oh, hopefully you don't miss, kid. Hopefully you don't miss.
W don't miss, kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. I don't want because like the reason why I'm like it's just I don't want to be tormented like this no more. Like this is just torment. Being a fan of this team is hell. Like I'm living in hell. I'm in Armageddon.
You
doing this shit. I'm in Armageddon.
AJ, I don't think you understand. He can't build a contender correctly. He can't even tank correctly. Do you know how crazy that is? This season should have been the season we all kick our feet up talking about which one you want, Ace, Harper, Flag, or even VJ. And we're fucking stuck with Ace because this front office and this coaching staff doesn't know how to fucking run an organization in a tank year. A fucking tank year.
Yeah.
No one's gonna I promise you, no one's gonna care we get blown out every game when we get Cooper Flagg or Dylan Harper. No one would have cared. I don't think the Thunder care that they had the largest loss in NBA season history because they have Chet, SGA, and J-Dub. But because we're the Nets, we got to worry about little shit like that.
The way the Nets operate, they operate on fear. They're so scared of looking like the embarrassing little brother to the Knicks that they end up doing dumb things. They don't tank. They always ask for stars.
Actually looking like the embarrassing little brother.
It's reactive. It's just reactive fucking shit, and it's waiting. You finally finally get something good when we had shit, and then we still waited to get rid of guys and didn't do anything. Look how long it took for us to even get some wings around like actual stars. You know what I mean? And now you transferred onto here, and we can't do anything, and we were shot dead last going into this season. Once Mikal was traded, everyone thought that we were going to be one. No one would be, like Chubb said, no one was going to be surprised if we were last, if we were losing by 40, losing by 50. Not even us. Obviously not. If Reese Beekman is starting, I pray you get blown out. And it was crazy because if you guys think about it, the first game we actually decided to like tank a little bit, it was the Raptors where Trendon Watford gets like 10 points in the quarter and gets taken out in the fourth, the whole fourth. But we wait till the Raptors game all the way till the end, and then we still didn't know what to do. We still didn't.
Started resting guys in the fucking last 10 games and shit.
Why is Nick Claxton not getting rested until the fifth game, until 5 games left?
And by the way, when the pick, they tanked the last game of the season when their lottery odds were set in stone against the Knicks. And if they won that game, that 26 pick that we had from the Knicks could have been 22. So they'll tank as long as it hurts our lottery odds. It just the organization is inept, like legitimately, like Marks.
And now I'm sorry, Scythe, but now I got to scroll on the timeline and be like, see, the draft is such a crapshoot. Even the tanking teams got screwed. Shut up.
Those are the moron brain dead anti-tankers.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! Please stop talking. People just need to stop
But
talking.
there's two sides to this that are frustrating, right? You see, in our case, the law of averages work. It just that's what we got.
Yeah, because in the history of the pick was like
then you
7,
have-
7, 8, 6, 7. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
but
terrible.
But then you have the people that we argued with all season saying, "Oh, it's just luck. It's just luck." Well, and see, look at these top teams. Like they're more happy about proving that than they are really about the Nets got the 8th pick, right? Like there's two sides to this where if you believe in all luck, then yeah, those teams got beyond lucky because at the same time, I can't imagine that if it is rigged, why would you reward the 76ers? That just doesn't make sense to me. The Dallas one, that one screams a little like,
That's bad.
Chris, I am not talking to you tonight. Don't
I'm shutting this off.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Chris.
Oh God.
I'm turning this off, man. I'm out of here.
Like
bro.
it just I
Sorry,
get
bro.
I get the propaganda for both sides, but it's like it just we have eternally bad fucking luck. That's just the reality. Like with a combination of like fucking bad run organization at times and just shit not working our way. Like that's just the reality of our team right now.
Yo, Chris, are y'all gonna trade Ace or are y'all gonna keep Ace? Let me know in the chat.
They're keeping whoever, dude.
Chris, are you gonna trade Ace or are y'all keeping Ace?
They're gonna keep him. They're greedy. They're not.
They're
They're
not
too
gonna trade
greedy
him?
for that.
They're gonna keep him, dude. Because you think
What about
about
we give him Cam?
they're in trouble with Paul George.
We'll give you Cam we'll give you Cam and we'll take back PG.
And how long do you think Embiid's knees are gonna hold out?
That's true.
A long time.
Oh, Chris said he's coming up. All right, Chris.
I
I'm gonna let
didn't
you come
say
up and then
that.
I'm ending
I
this
said,
shit,
like,
Chris.
Dude, I'm gonna mute him if I'm probably gonna mute him.
Chris about to talk hella shit on this.
I am not. I'm telling you right now.
He tried to tell us. You know what's crazy?
I'm gonna mute him.
I went on Hoop Spaces and I'm like, yo, Chris is talking shit. Like, yo, Six was getting the flag. Yo, he was 2 picks off. He was really on point.
Like,
man.
I'm happy for him, but fucking makes me sick about the 76ers, dude.
It's egregious. Every NBA fan base that's in here thinks the Sixers are it's just egregious that they got a fucking top 3 pick. It's hell on earth.
Dallas got the first pick.
Dallas is
That's
fucking
even
insane.
worse.
Dallas there should be riots. There should be a
2
boycott.
years in a row, this 1% shit happens.
There should be a boycott or there should be a riot. Like these 2 teams should not be here. Mavs and the Sixers. Like that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Make any sense.
The lottery odd shit is a bunch of fucking horseshit.
Like I said, just go back to how it was before. Like just the worst team, do it how the NFL does it at this point. Like this is some bullshit. This is bullshit.
Yeah, and by the way, my interest, from an anecdotal standpoint, my interest in the Nets next season is very minimal compared to if we got a top 3 pick. It's like, is this what you want, Adam Silver? Because it's like, dude, you're giving teams that don't need talent all this talent. Like, what are you doing? I'm speechless. And the fact that there are still the Mark stands, the anti-tankers defending this organization. It's like, dude, what would it take? What would it take?
Yeah, like 8 is just oh my god,
bro. 8, not even 7 or 6, 8.
We had to drop 2. That's gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Well, we technically didn't. Like 8 was the highest. That was actually within the range of outcomes because if I remember correctly, we had a 50% chance of getting between 7 and 8. And I'm going to look up the exact odds because I made a thing.
Well, when I was looking at the mock or whatever the mock draft or whatever earlier, we were projected to go 6.
Well, yeah, that was the standings 6, but we had a low percentage chance of getting 6.
Okay. I don't know. I don't understand percentages all that well.
Okay, here we had a 20.6% chance at 6. Oh, sorry, at 8. at 8, 29.8% chance at 7, 8.6% at chance at 6. So we got the second most likely outcome. This was within the range of outcomes.
I know we had a 9% chance of 1, so
Yes.
it was small margin, but still doable instead of
Yeah.
1.8% chance and then actually winning it because fuck Dallas.
Fuck Dallas.
Fuck
Shit, we got
Dallas.
Chris.
I
Chris is
stand
here.
by those words.
Yo, we got Who Spaces Chris in here.
Oh,
Who
God.
Spaces on Twitter, man. Philly Sixers Nation. Chris is in here. Sixers Nation Chris.
Chris, you
I
better
love you,
be.
but fuck you.
You better be nice, Chris. I can't take the slander. I cannot take it.
Can you hear me?
Please, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Be
cool.
nice,
Thanks.
Chris. Be nice.
One, Lotto's not rigged, guys. It's not rigged.
Chris,
Let
come
me
on.
give
After
you
the
two-
Mavericks?
Come on.
Let me
Let him explain. Yeah, let him
simplistic
explain.
reasons, guys.
Yes.
Two simplistic reasons. First, I'm gonna ask a question, and anybody can answer. When is the last time you saw a rich person willing to risk billions of dollars in an antitrust lawsuit? Answer that, and you'll get your answer. So first, they hire a third-party firm. Second, it's actually held in front of a committee. People are saying put it on TV. They have it on TV, guys. Right? Like there's no backroom talk. Everybody gets to the location. They get put in their seats. They run the lotto. Boom. There you go. So going back to the question, if it were rigged, did the NBA rig it last year when Atlanta won?
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
I said the same.
I don't have
thing.
no explanation for. I have explanation for some other picks, but I have no explanation for the Hawks. The Hawks was
exactly
weird. The Hawks was
because
weird.
there is none. Like you have to have an explanation for every single one, and you don't. What you have is the thing that makes you feel in control of the circumstance.
Yeah.
They just won with 1.8%, and people are like, "Oh!" And I'm like, millions of people play the lotto every day, and guess what? They lose.
Yeah.
I don't like the. I feel like they need to change it back to what it was. Quite honestly.
Well, I mean, you could
Because
do
it's
that,
like your team got like you got lucky for being just downright nasty and getting fined. And it's like
Daryl Morey
the new
outchanged Sean Marks.
system allows you guys to get a top 3 pick.
But like Utah would have a top 3 pick for 4 years in a row. How's that fair?
Fuck it.
Right? So like there are some people who say, hey, what we need is just a 4-team lottery, and then 5 through the rest is sequential draft order by record. And if you do that, then you kind of eliminate the people like the Sixers who got hurt and said, okay, we got hurt, screw it. And then they just go in the tank.
Yeah.
Because, it's hard to be a bottom 4 team. It's really hard. Like you really got to have like process level talent, but they can't because the NBA actually put in rules to really kind of negate that. So what we have is an outlier that just people don't like.
And Chris,
and I feel bad.
Chris, and 2 things can be true about the draft. Like if I'm looking at it now, it's like you have the law of averages of like where we landed in the standings at that 6th spot. You look at the last 4, 5, 6, whatever drafts in that at that spot for us, and they've been 6 through 9. So you have like it seems like the law of like the mathematical averages working out in that way, but then you also have luck. And
I mean, 14 years, you guys like you had Derek Favors at 3.
Yeah, that's painful. Like,
I think only Charlotte is as bad as you guys.
Yeah,
and I do not think this organization is gonna. I have no hope in this team
tanking again next year, right?
Yeah,
It just in a better draft.
The picks that we gave up to get ours back just
To be fair, in the group chat, I said I honestly believe the Nets trade up to 2, or that pick is going to Milwaukee.
Thank you. This is what I want to talk to you about, Chris, because these teams are set. Like, does Ace Bailey really go to the Sixers? Like, he's not starting over Paul George.
No, I think the Sixers take Trey Johnson
at 3.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
If that's the case, then they trade back because Trey Johnson's not going to go 3.
Okay, so what would it?
Trey Johnson will go 3 through 6 in one of those picks.
What would it take for the Sixers to trade? Like, let's say if Sean Marks called Daryl Morey, like, what would it take for you? Is there anything that would?
I mean, like honestly, if that were to happen, Daryl would be buying a win now player. Okay. But because of the cap situation,
you can't get CJ. CJ's too much money.
Well, we wouldn't want CJ. It would likely be
Clax, Cam Thomas.
It would you have to figure out how to make the salaries work. So it would likely be Clax and Cam Thomas on the sign and trade, and you would likely get Kelly Oubre and a couple other pieces back for Flotsam for cap. But I got to also tell you, nothing is going to happen until people know where Giannis is going.
Probably not.
Oh wow.
Okay, whatever it's a draft pick or player movement, I feel bad for KD because no one is doing anything until they know where Giannis is going.
That's fair. Yeah.
So, but for those who say that Trey Johnson isn't going to go high, he will go higher than what you think. He's got the measurables. He's the best shooter in the draft, and he's
best scorer in the draft. I'll say that too.
I would say second best.
Hey, you guys want to know what ESPN mock draft just came out for us?
Who they got?
They got us taking Concanipple at 8. They got Jones.
He's not going that low.
I'm just telling you what it is. This is them, not me. Con at 8, Joan Berginger or whatever, center at 6'11", Ben Saraf at 26.
God. Yo, he's
Rasheer Fleming at 27, and LeBaron Philon. I don't know who the hell that is.
Okay. Low key, Saraf is a very intriguing international prospect.
That one I do remember seeing like that. I agree with you. I did because his name came up and I watched a few highlights and but see, that's the thing. We desperately need a point guard on this team.
He will be more Bobby Sura.
With the Spurs, do you think that's a for sure? Do you think they're going to keep Dylan?
They're going to go for Giannis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
They have no intention of playing Victor Wembanyama in the interior until he's around 25, 26 years old. So it works in spacing because he can jack up the threes. It works in pick and roll because either of those two could do a dribble handoff with any of the other players. Giannis would do a short roll and you could have Wemby do a pop. I mean, hell, they could run pick and roll with each other and it would just be freaking nasty. The question, though, is do the Spurs think it's going to be too high? Because here you would give up the number 2 pick. You would give up Castle. You would likely have to put in Keldon Johnson and at least 2 more picks.
I say the draft compensation doesn't have to be outrageous because you're giving them rookie of Dylan and
it won't be super outrageous because if you look at it that way, Milwaukee gets the full reset. They'll have Stephen Castle and Harper Jr. At your 1 and 2, and it's going to be
that's amazing. That's amazing reset right there.
Yo, Chris, I know you like this kind of shit. Both the Mavericks and Wings from Dallas both have the number 1 overall pick in 2025. I'm sorry, but that does scream rich. I'm okay. I believe everything you've been saying. But the Dallas one just
The Maverick shit, you couldn't write this shit better than a fucking poetry book, bro. You couldn't write this season for the Mavericks. This has to be a documentary. The Mavericks this season has to be a 30 for 30. Like it's insane script. You can't write it better in a movie script.
They lost one great white hope and gave them another.
Honestly,
unbelievable.
If this season was a TV show, it would be Curb Your Enthusiasm. I just imagine the music playing when the Mavs got the first pick.
Yo, that is unbelievable.
Okay, I'll say this. Maybe it is rigged, but the anti-tankers are saying they'll rig it for us. And that is where they are wrong. They did not rig it for us.
Yeah. Our ethical tanking did not work.
The Mavericks. Like if the NBA wanted to do, they could have picked any other team, but we would have said it was rigged. But the Mavericks,
no. You can make an argument, and seriously, if you are a conspiracy theorist, you can make an argument for any team. David Aldridge went on Tony Kornheiser's radio show on 980 the team, WTEM in DC, 13 years ago. He's been covering the NBA for almost 40 years. You literally can make an argument from Patrick Ewing on up that the draft is rigged.
Yeah.
And that's also the other reason, again, why it's so hard to actually understand and believe the truth that it's not rigged, because when we live in a world of narrative and agendas, you can make an argument for almost any team. Like the Lakers picked James Worthy in 82 after winning the finals.
Yeah. Shit is,
so
it's just spooky, bro. Oh my god! So
I didn't even want to talk basketball for a long time.
Yeah, I really want to do that. Like after this, I don't even know. Like you don't understand how hard it is to be a fan, a Nets content, content creator, bro. You don't know how hard
I did say in the chat that I really do think if the Spurs can't get Giannis, the Nets trade up 2-2 and get Harper Jr.
I mean,
I really do believe that is good.
Okay, Chris, what do you think that's going to take from us to get that?
Cam Johnson.
You would likely swap a player, a vet, and probably 2 firsts.
I'm willing to pay Cam Johnson 2 firsts for the second.
Would both of those firsts be from this year's draft?
It would likely be the 8th, and then it would likely be a future first.
It better not be our next pick.
Yeah, that's what there'd be protections on it. They wouldn't. I don't think Marks would run the risk of giving you, a top.
No, we can't give up that 26. We can't give up that 26.
I don't think San Antonio takes that. Dylan Harper's upside is too good.
If they don't trade for Giannis, they've got De'Aaron Fox and the Rookie of the Year. Dog.
He's saying that's Plan B. That's Plan B. He's saying that's Plan B for them because. They have exactly. They have. That's what I was saying in the beginning of the stream. I was like, they have De'Aaron and Stephon. Like you can't put Dylan Harper on the bench. You can't. He's too good. And he's a number 2 pick. You're putting the number 2 pick on the bench. That's crazy.
I think they would start.
To be fair, if this was last year's draft, Harper probably goes 1. But if this is 3 years ago, he goes like 7.
Well, this isn't. Well, hold on. The Spurs are an organization that traded a veteran for George Hill for Kawhi Leonard at the 15th pick and decide to take the time to develop him. Like, you really think the Spurs are not going to take patience with Dylan Harper?
It's just.
I think they would trade for Giannis.
It's just egregious putting Dylan. I mean, they could, but I'm just saying, like, come on, like, what kind of shit is that?
The question is, do you think Dylan Harper can start over Devin Vassell? And the answer is no. So at that point, he's got no starting path at the 1, 2, or 3.
He's too small to be a 3. He has to be a 1 or 2. And his natural ability is he has to have the ball in his hands.
He's Devin Vassell size.
But he has the natural ability. He has to be a point guard. He has to be a lead guard. That's his natural gift.
Why wouldn't they start him at the 2?
Stephon.
What about him?
He was
Sype, get the fuck out. He said, what about him?
What are you doing? He was rookie of the year without starting for half the season.
Who has the higher upside? Dylan Harper could legitimately be an all-NBA caliber player.
This is a good debate. Let us know in the chat. If you're in the chat right now, let us know in the chat.
Castle's good, but his potential, his ceiling is an all-NBA. It's not.
Tell me
Okay.
how.
I think for now, Stephon Castle, like for the next couple of years, Stephon Castle is going to be the better player on both sides of the ball, or majority on the defensive side of the ball. But down the line, I do think Dylan Harper, or it was Dylan Harper, right? I'm not tripping. Yeah. I think down the line, Dylan Harper is gonna take the crown.
Somebody said Dylan can't start on the Spurs. Castle's a point guard. They don't need Dylan.
Castle's just more athletic.
Yeah. I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see Dylan starting over.
And then
he's coming off the bench.
De'Aaron Fox is the point guard, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah, forgot about De'Aaron.
so like you got the more athletic guy who could be a point guard who's having to play the two in Castle, and then you got De'Aaron Fox. Like that's what I'm saying. Can he start over Devin Vassell? Is he going to be a super, six man as a rookie? No.
Yeah. Cooper
Is there any way that they take Bailey?
No.
Yeah.
Who, the Spurs?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a.
They could.
By the way,
they need a wing. They need a wing.
6'10", and some of these people laughed at me. And it's like I've seen him like live 5 times. The dude is barely 6'7".
Yeah.
They listed him at 6'7.5", and with shoes, he's close to 6'9". Look, Bailey's tall. He's tall. He's got the skill. I think there's a chance the Spurs reach for Bailey. To be honest,
yeah, he's Andrew Wiggins.
He fits them more than, like I said. If they got Cooper, that's the pick they really wanted. But like, I don't see reaching Ace over Dylan. I don't know, bro. But hey,
I'm gonna have my mock draft probably done by May. Well, sorry, it already is May, by like May, by the end of May. And right now, it's Cooper Flagg 1, Harper 2, and Trey Johnson 3.
Okay.
If Philadelphia trades out of 3, it's open season because you could see Knipple go to a team that falls in love. You could see Malowick because he's 7'2".
Yeah.
It is going to be a crapshoot. And personally, and this is for the Nets, if it gets that hectic, you should trade up. I'd be
shocked if they took Trey Johnson at 3. I think they trade down, get Trey Johnson anyways.
But Chris is right. There's so much variance. After the 4th pick, it could be anybody, bro. Fourth or down, I think you could argue 3 to 8. It could be anybody. Like, we have no fucking clue what these teams are gonna do.
Magnus Carlsen. Yeah. Does anybody here know who Magnus Carlsen is?
Magnus Carlsen.
No. He is arguably the greatest chess player in the last 50 years. Even he thinks it's rigged.
Yo, this guy Chris.
And AJ, adding to that, honestly, 2, you could be right. 2 through 8 could be anywhere because the Spurs could reach for Ace Bailey.
That's what I'm saying. Now it's yeah, you're right. Now 2 through 8 could be fucking variance because we have no idea what the fuck. If the Spurs don't get Giannis, it's like there might fucking be like
Ace Bailey can't shoot threes, dog. He's not going to.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, Chris. Don't do that.
He shot what?
He's 34%? Not going to shoot NBA threes.
Chris, yo,
what are we doing?
He can shoot, Chris. He can shoot. Don't do that. He can shoot.
Can he shoot better than Devin Vassell, who's a 40%?
No, I don't think he can shoot better than Devin.
Okay, then. So he can't shoot threes at the NBA.
Yo, Chris,
that's your reasoning.
All right,
well, no, because Castle shot 28%. De'Aaron Fox is a 34% shooter. Ace Bailey's gonna be a 34% shooter.
He's gonna be around 34. He's gonna be around 34. So give us that number 2 and get CJ for some reason.
Hold on, Chris.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at
like
Ace Bailey is not going to be. I don't think he's going to be a career 34% 3-point shooter. I think it's going to be much higher. If you think that's going to be his rookie year numbers, sure. But why are you looking at the lens?
Be like his numbers for 4 years.
Yeah, he like if you gotta factor in that he's gonna be Ace is so raw. He's gonna take time. It's gonna take like 2-3 years.
Well, yeah,
I'm not saying he won't be a 40% shooter at it. I think he will eventually be that, but it's not gonna be right away.
Like, can he work himself there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually think the shooting is gonna translate first. Okay. I think the catch and shoot stuff is gonna look good.
Yeah.
Like early on. I think the other skills, like the defense, the handle, the court vision, those things are going to take a while. But I believe the shot creation and just the pure shooting, I think the pure shooting will translate.
I agree. Because a lot of people are comparing him like Michael Porter. Like at worst, Ace could be a catch and shoot guy coming off screen, pin down shit. Like I think he has that. Like he can be that, but he's just his upside is so high. He can create off the, you know, he can get his shot off in the half court, and he's a tough shot maker.
Words, man. Go watch Andrew Wiggins at Kansas.
Okay?
Like Ace Bailey's ceiling will be a 20-point scorer with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal and a block per game.
His ceiling. No, you're underselling his ceiling. Ace's ceiling is higher than Dylan Harper's. His floor is just way lower.
Yo, I've heard the weirdest. I've heard the fucking most disrespectful shit for Ace Bailey. I heard Jabari, Michael Porter.
Again, you gotta understand. I'm not saying he's bad. I think he can become a really good player, an impact player.
Yeah,
I've seen him. I saw him play Indiana twice. I saw him play Purdue twice in person.
Yeah,
Harper's better.
Oh yeah,
it's
Dylan Harper's
close.
better. Yeah, I agree. I think Dylan Harper's better. I mean, he's more NBA ready. I say Dylan's more NBA ready right now. Ace, I gotta see what it's like in the NBA first for me to like. I want to believe in the ceiling. I do. I want to believe in the ceiling, but I gotta see.
Edgecombe, but 3 inches taller. They're like the
yo. All right, I'm done. Yo, Chris. These comparisons is wild, Chris. I'm done, yo.
The Spurs want shooting, right?
The Spurs want shooting. Yeah, they want floor space and they want shooters. They want fucking. They need fucking shooters.
CJ shot 39% from 3 this year, 39.1 last year, and in 22-23 shot 40%.
Oh, bro, we know the Spurs want CJ. It's just Sean was like, "Fuck you, I want 2 first."
I know.
He wanted 2 first. He fucking oversold with that shit, bro.
So this was the plan all along. Now Sean's gonna trade with the Spurs and get number 2.
He just wanted to make sure the pick was locked in.
I swear if that happens, they're gonna look at him like, "Oh, he's a mastermind." He denied CJ.
I'll say this: if Sean Marks, and this is how confident I'm not gonna, if Sean Marks trades CJ plus pick 8 to move up all the way to 2, I'll praise him. I'll praise the hell out.
You'll praise him. Yeah. I'll praise him.
And that's just not gonna happen.
He said no to the Spurs just to move up in the draft. Like he knew that the Spurs were gonna get Dylan Harper. He knew the Spurs were gonna get Dylan Harper. He was like, haha, see, I didn't trade CJ for a reason.
But you know, if we had gotten a top 3 pick, that everybody on our timeline would then be praising Sean Marks as a master GM.
Oh yeah.
But you're not seeing any of that. It's just, it's luck. It's all luck.
Hey, look, guys,
they Jordy. Always have an excuse.
You got Jordy. Jordy's great coach, guys.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, they could fire him in 2 years because the coach is always the first guys to go.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I feel bad
if
for
they did, they'd have to fire Marks because it's like March's his 20th coach.
Yeah,
something like
that.
But Side just refuses, though, bro. It's like. We've been through almost it all, and he's like what the second longest tenure.
Hey AJ, could you let Chubbs back up?
Chubbs in here?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Chris, in case the Spurs doesn't go for the second pick, whatever with CJ, what are the odds that the 76ers take CJ and maybe the 8th and another pick for the 3rd pick and Paul George?
Wouldn't be able to do it because of salary.
They wouldn't trade. They wouldn't trade. They wouldn't give us Paul George, right? They wouldn't. We could absorb his contract, but they wouldn't give us.
We could absorb it.
Yeah,
we could absorb Paul George, but I don't think they do it.
Take PG.
Would you? Do you think the Sixers would trade Paul George?
Daryl Morey, he's actually expressly said that they're running it back.
Okay.
But Chris,
I was like, they can. Yeah.
Isn't your team kind of preparing to fall apart?
I mean, they kind of already fell apart.
Yeah, but that's what I'm like. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna trade that pick because they already see what's coming on the horizon with Embiid. You already know what's up with PG. Like,
But they already have a good guard, young core. They have.
But then why? Okay, but we talk so much shit about the 76ers, how it's like over. They need to blow it up. They get the top third pick. Why would they trade it? There's no
Chris,
way.
Chris.
Well, so the question would be: Is this a win now moment?
Okay.
Will Maxey take the step and play more controlled offensively? Will McCain come back healthy? Will Embiid and PG come back healthy? And at that point, you would look at your roster and you could say, I've got $11 million to work with here if I'm not moving PG. So if you got the third pick and you're looking around the league, you're not finding impact players anymore because the new CBA hollowed out the middle class of the NBA, right? So they're not going to trade the pick. That's why they're picking Trey Johnson, because he is the best shooter in the draft, period. Bar none, full stop. See twice on Sunday, guys. He's shooting basically 39% walking into the door.
Yeah, his shooting analytics are really underrated, and people don't understand his shooting.
And he's still growing.
Yeah.
He got to Texas 6'4". They listed him 6'6". He'll probably round out like Kelly Oubre at 6'7". So he can even play the 3. So now you got 3 shooters playing 1 through 3.
Wait, you're talking about Trey Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't just give him 2 inches of height just because you like him.
No, I'm not giving him 2 inches. I'm giving him 1 1/4 inches.
He's 6'4.5" right now?
The measurables came out, and you think he's taller than that.
He's 6'4.5". He's 6'4 3/4".
Yeah,
6'4 3/4". So you put an inch and a half, he's gonna be like close to 6'6".
No,
right?
He'll get the 1.5 inches because he's a kid still, and then you put on.
He's 19.
shoes,
he's 19,
and he rounds out to be what? 6'7".
No,
if you
dude,
take Kelly
check your
Oubre
math.
out of shoes, he's 6'6".
No, dude,
Put him in
dude.
shoes, he's 6'7".
No.
And his
inch and a half,
wingspan.
inch and a half means he'll be 6'6". Check your math.
So what?
You said
No, I
you
just
said
walked through the math.
No, you didn't, dude. 6'4"
You
and
get
3/4.
the 1 1/4 plus the shoes. If he's 6'4 3/4, 1 1/4 inches gives you 6'6". 1 inch on the shoes gives you 6'7".
Dude, again, you can't just give this guy height that he doesn't have. Just because he's 19,
he said 1 1/4 6. I mean, like I said, like I said, we can't really tell because I said he's 19. We don't know what he's going to be at 21 when he's a fully adult. Yeah, 21.
And by the way, you could say the same thing about all the prospects.
Yeah, as I said, we can say that. Oh, yeah, we don't know
he'll actually be 6'10", by the way.
Well, no, because some they're done.
Okay, again, and how do you know?
Yeah, Dylan Harper ain't getting no more height, guys. Like it's over. Tom Knippel's not getting any more height. It's over. We understand these things.
It's Jober.
Yo. But they're still 19. Well, most of those guys are 19 that you did.
Yeah.
The 20-year-olds, I'll give you the 20-year-olds in the draft. If you're 20,
Jeremiah Fears isn't going to be 6'6", guys. He's 6'3" and like 3/4.
By the way, Knuckles 19.
I'm a committed bean. I've stopped growing at 17. At 17,
you stopped growing at 17.
I stopped. Growing
I'm 6 foot. I stopped at 17. I'm just 6 foot.
There's some people who have a late growth spurt at like 19, 20. Yeah.
I did have a late growth spurt.
Jason Tatum grew.
I had a late growth spurt. I think I grew. Fuck, I don't know what the calculation the inches is, but I grew a decent margin over like a year and a half, year 2, or 2 years, and I just topped out at 6'1". At 17,
I topped out.
Yeah, like Jason Tatum came into the league 6'8 3/4". He's 6'10 and like 5. Like he was
what was he 18? He was 19 or 18. Right?
Yeah, like I'm not saying he's going to grow like a weed, guys. I'm saying he's gonna get 1 1/4 inches.
Again, you don't know that. You legitimately do not know that.
6'7", and Kelly Oubre came out at 6'5".
Okay, those are guys that grew. Not everyone grows.
That's true, but like I said, we don't know. Like I said, we don't know. That's out of our hands. The height part is out of our hands until they're 21. In my opinion, like I said, we gotta give them until they're
21, 22. That's when you know what like the final height is going to be.
Yeah, 21 is when 22.
My argument is you can't draft one of your points can't be, oh, he'll grow a couple of inches, so draft him higher than you would have taken him. Like no, that's not a guarantee that he will grow.
No, but wingspan is usually used as a pre-indicator of potential height. And if you look at all the shooting guards, guess who has one of the longest wingspans?
But by that logic, Donovan Mitchell should have grown 7 more inches because he has a 6'10" wingspan.
Yeah,
he does.
Those happen.
Donovan looks like he got short ass arms.
Spider has a really fucking long arms.
Donovan look like he got like T-Rex arms, yo. I didn't know he had long arms like that.
6'10" wingspan. Donovan Mitchell. He is, I believe, listed at 6'2", depending where you look.
6'2" or 6'3".
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah. He's got.
Somebody said get used to Noah Asenge. Oh my god. Oh, all right. Yeah, I can't do this anymore, bro. But I appreciate everybody. Make sure you go to Hoop Spaces, follow Chris on Hoop Spaces. Very good NBA show in the mornings.
Everybody say hi to Brooklyn.
Hey Brooklyn.
Hey Brooklyn.
Yeah, Hoop Spaces. Subscribe. Follow on Twitter. Y'all on YouTube too, Chris?
Nah, man. When Elon bought it, they also got property rights and stuff, and I had getting it back won't be back until next year.
Yeah.
Wait, they bought your YouTube channel?
No. When he put the tweet out that he was going to buy Twitter, I was in negotiations for an extended deal with Twitter. Once he bought it, the deal was for like a multi-layered written content, video content, and audio content. And I had to fight to get my name rights back.
Oh, so you can't have a YouTube channel under Hoop Spaces?
Not until the turn of the league calendar.
Okay.
Jeez, that's rough.
You can't under another name?
Why? Then I'd have to migrate it to the name I
Hoop
want.
Spaces is his brand, yeah. You don't want to
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Chris, man. Congrats, man, on the 3rd pick, though, man. Congrats on that.
I'm not happy.
Is he that happy?
Dog, I spent like 2 weeks saying Cooper Flagg first pick to the Sixers, man. It's a one-player draft with the consolation prize being Harper, and then everything else is like a high-level crapshoot.
Yeah, everything else is like a crapshoot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for having me on, AJ. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks for coming up.
Appreciate you, Chris.
I'll be here.
Chris, after this, Chris, I'm about to take. I don't know, man. I got a bottle of Jose Cuervo. Like, I think I might drink myself to sleep.
I'm gonna go into the nearest corner of my room and just ride. Just not.
I'm gonna root for the Celtics win. I'm gonna root for the Celtics win, and then I'll go to sleep.
I mean, is it still halftime?
No, they just started the 3rd quarter.
It was like
in the chat, put your comments for the last words. If y'all have any last words in the comments, shout out to there's 4,000 people there. Oh, there's 3,000 people on Twitter.
Nice.
Shout out to 3,000 people on Twitter, y'all. I can't believe y'all still in here. Yeah.
You know what? I have a way we can end this on, and it's a pretty fitting note we can end this whole thing on. Got to put it to the mic. Hold on. Hey, I hear it or no?
Nah, we can hear it.
No, when you speak, we can hear it. But
let me turn this mic. Hold on. Let me change my mic. Hold on.
I got you. Let me play some sad. In the meantime,
I got it right.
Oh nah. Don't tell me that's the trumpet that they play when somebody dies.
Let me take my Nets hat off. Let me take my Nets hat off.
Somebody play taps. Jesus, who's playing that?
Let me get my bottle.
Oh yeah, I'm playing that.
Yo, I took my Nets hat off for the.
Tell me how 3.9 thousand people are watching our stream.
3,000
the demise.
On Twitter, there's no way 3.9 thousand people are watching.
Why are y'all watching us? Why are y'all watching us why are y'all watching us fucking crash out?
Hey, people love watching misery. They love people get hurt. They love misery.
Like, why are y'all watching us? Let us know in the Twitter chat, like, why are y'all watching us? Why? I'm joking.
Painful, dude.
Yo,
like the bullet
last
train.
words, man. I mean, like I said,
How much y'all want to bet? Like 50% of him is fucking Knicks fan.
it's probably Knicks fans like, yes, he's fucking guy. Yeah. They're probably Knicks fans like celebrating in the chat and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, last words. Appreciate all everybody that be locking in with us on Twitter and YouTube. I know like we haven't been posting that much, but yeah, like I said, we're still gonna be breaking down some prospects on this YouTube. I know like the shit is painful. Like I'm probably gonna need like 3 days to digest this.
It's gonna piss me off even more tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple days. Like if I don't like jump off Brooklyn Bridge.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not feeling okay after this. I might. This is crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
How much you gonna be?
I don't know.
I'll be like the voice of reason or whatever. Like I'm disappointed, but it is what it is. Like I didn't expect this to go.
I'm not ready for that, Chris. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, I'm not ready to say it is what it is.
I'm not ready for that shit. I don't want
It is what it is. That's my whole life. It is
I don't
what
want
it
to
is.
hear that.
Okay.
One day at a time. We're taking it as we go.
I'll say this. Hey, this is the first lottery. This is Brooklyn's first ever lottery pick, ever.
I'll add to that. I'll add to that and say, like we talked about, like Sean never picking in the lottery before. We don't know what he's going to do. That could be a positive. There's a very slim chance that could be a positive. I'm not defending him in any way. I'm just saying there's a very slim chance, slimmer than 1.8%, that it could be a positive. That he might actually grab it out of the ass.
Well, hey, Franz Wagner went 8th. We can get him.
Yeah, exactly.
Franz. Yo, I hate you. I hate
rabbit
you.
out of his ass. We don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not counting on it, but he could.
The only thing I could see there, like I said, there are some trade possibilities, but it's like I'm done relying on Sean for the trade. Like, you know how many years we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. You know how many years we've been waiting for Sean to make a proactive trade. You know what I'm saying? A proactive trade. Like it's just I don't know. I don't trust. Like I said, I'm done trusting it. Y'all can trust him. Y'all Sean Mark stands in the chat, on the comments. Y'all can trust him. I'm not trusting
all y'all Twitter, all y'all people on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sean Mark's the greatest GM. All y'all can trust him. I'm not trusting.
You know what I do want, and I'll say this, and I'll get out of here because I'm
about to end this shit, bro.
Is I wish they would show the lottery balls on TV again.
Yes.
That would really not. We've always had this debate and argument. There's some fishy things like LeBron going to Cleveland, like just shit like that makes you go, sometimes I wonder if they put their hand in it. But I enjoy like the one way that really to me was like the fairest thing and kind of fans could enjoy it was watching the ping pong balls come up. And it just, at least that way, that would kill so many it's rigged conversations.
Yeah. Like, do it in front of us.
Like, why are you doing
I'll watch the whole,
and
I would watch it. If it took like 30 minutes, I'll watch every single ball pop up. And say, hey, this guy, I would watch it. But this shit.
Even with the 5 minutes worth of ads.
Yeah, yes. I would watch it because, like I said, like the fan bases that are watching. I mean, I guess the whole NBA fan bases are watching, but there's a certain 13 fan bases that are watching for sure.
Like half the fan, like half the team or half the league.
Everybody, because it matters to us. Like it's not
exactly.
Especially to a team like us that has no star. We don't have a guy.
Direction.
Yeah, every team in the NBA almost has a guy, a franchise, like a franchise star, a franchise drafted guy, just some youth talent. Except for the Nets, I feel like we might be the only team without.
We do have that, but it's just not consistent enough.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like a top 10 pick.
We have Cam Thomas, but we do not have like a legitimate star. Cam Thomas is good.
Like,
I'm talking about a build around guy. That's what I'm saying.
Consistent enough to be a legitimate star, but he's the closest thing we have.
Yeah, the closest. Is he a build around guy? Is he a build around guy to y'all?
No,
he could be.
No.
He like down the line. He could be. As of right now, no.
Yeah.
If you're even like, listen, I'm not. It's like I do believe he is going to get better, but I just fail to believe that you're like. I'm sorry because it's like say they trade for Giannis, Cam Thomas is not the centerpiece, right? Like
No,
he's not going to, like, they're going to look to bring in players that are better than him. That's just the reality. That's no knock on him.
Yeah.
It's just he's not the guy that you want to build your future around. Is he a great piece for the team? Oh, hell yeah.
He's a great off the bench scoring piece for any
going to
team.
be a hell of a weapon for a team that, like, imagine having Cam Thomas with, like, well, you didn't really have that. Like, imagine the Cam Thomas now where you have, like, better superstars and he had consistent time, right? Like, I think that's the big thing. If he was healthy and he actually got consistent playing time, that's a different conversation. But you need more than Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is good, but he's not the full-on answer for the Brooklyn Nets. He's just not.
No, and look, with Cam Thomas, and coming from a guy who's been accused of being a stan of Cam Thomas, I think, look, upside, he still has upside. I think he could be, if he worked hard, top 30 in the NBA. I'm very bullish. That's going to piss, like, the guys who hate him off. I think he'd be a really good player.
I'll say from a scoring standpoint, you're correct.
And look, I think the pass division with the double team could get better. Defense, I think he'll always be a bad defender. It could be more of a speed bump, but I don't think that's ever going to be a real positive. I think his scoring and making it better. The problem is he will never be a top 10 guy. He'll never be a top 15 guy. He'll never be the guy you build around. He's a piece you build with, but he's not generational.
Yeah, he's not a build around guy. That's what I was talking about. Like, every team in the NBA has a build around piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I could see him end up, like, ceiling maybe top 25.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, top 25 is good.
Yes.
But that's like
top 25 is really good.
But that's like, okay, let's just say a comp is like Bradley Beal. Like, would you consider Beal a build around guy?
He in Washington, maybe. Nowadays, no, not
well,
at all.
Even we saw the ceiling of those Beal teams, though. Like, he was able to get him a lower seed in the playoffs, but I don't know. He was just never the guy.
I think I don't know. I'd still say, like, in Washington, he was basically their centerpiece after John Wall went injured. Bradley Beal was kind of like, okay, we build around Brad and we see where it goes. It went to shit. It happens. But I still think, like, I'd say a comp with Bradley Beal and Cam Thomas is probably not the worst thing. It's not the worst.
Oh no, not at all. I'd be happy if he ended up like Beal. That's an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but
just don't give him the insane contract that Bradley Beal got.
Yeah. Well, to me, Beal would have been like an amazing second option in his prime.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be great. I think Cam at his best could be like a great second option, but it just, you need the flag. You need the LeBron, the KD, the generational guy that's like, oh, I could be an MVP candidate.
Yeah. And it's like small guards is hard to like there's only been Steph Curry and Allen Iverson. Like, those small guards is so hard for like them to be like the number one on a team and go to win a chip. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Isaiah Thomas, like, these are like once in a generation kind of type small guards. Like, it's very, very hard for a small guard to be the number one build around guy to take you to the chip, you know?
And look, the Nets have been so talent deprived. The Nets have never had like drafted talent. That's like Cam Thomas is given these expectations, and it's like it's not really fair to him. And you're just setting the standard so high that you're setting him up to fail for some of these for some of the fans.
Yeah. Oh my God, Boston's choking a little bit right now.
Yep.
Oh, don't make it worse.
Fuck. Here we go. Fucking chokesters. The chokesters. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe.
Yeah, right on cue. White hits a 3.
Yeah. The chokesters. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. YouTube, Nets Kingdom. Everybody on Twitter. If you guys I know like the Nets are kind of not interesting right now with the 8th pick. But if you still subscribe,
I'll take it. I'll take it. It could have been worse. I'll take it. And then we'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens.
So yeah, subscribe. Nets Kingdom on YouTube. We actually also got an NBA channel on YouTube, Hoops World. So we got content on there too. If you like, we talk about everything NBA, all NBA. So make sure you subscribe to Hoops World. Hit that like button for us on YouTube. Appreciate you guys in the chat. I don't know if Saint you gonna do spaces or you probably done.
It looks like
so there's probably like 6 spaces on right now, right?
No, it looks like Pod has a space
Oh,
going.
Pod is I missed that crash out. Pod is definitely crashing out on spaces. Yeah.
Nah, listen.
You done? You're not doing it.
You know what? And AJ, I didn't say it. The reason why I was pretty quiet leading up to this. I had one of those feelings.
Yeah.
And I didn't say it. I had a feeling we were going to be somewhere in that 7 to 10 range.
My optimistic, like I was so optimistic.
I just had that feeling, and I didn't want to fucking give into it. Like I refused to believe it, but I honestly had that vibe.
See, I had the same feeling, so that's why I just came into this like I'm not expecting anything. Like, don't get your hopes up. We'll see what happens.
It's like I said, we needed it so bad, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we have a 2-year window where we have our own pick until 2020. I think 2028 is the next time we have our shit. So it's like next year, if you fuck that up, it's like we're just gonna be in mediocrity for the next 5 years, bro. Like it's not gonna be good. Shit, even maybe longer. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the fact that Sean didn't do his job correctly and let Daryl Morey, out of all people, Daryl Morey, out-tank you at the deadline, bro. It's like Daryl Morey, I'll take you at the deadline. I
almost hit the tankathon sim. I did one roll earlier, and we went 7. I almost hit it.
Yo, I'm out of here. Yo, make sure we'll be back, man. Like I said, shout out to Chris for pulling up. My boy Chris, day one. Who Spaces, everybody that pulled up. Wilco, I didn't get League him to pull up, but hopefully I'll get League him eventually to get up here. He's a really good draft analyst. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Shit, like this is bad. If Sean Marks doesn't trade up for Dylan, that's the last hope. That's the last hope we have. The last hope we have is he trades up for Dylan. That's the only thing. But I think the Spurs are gonna be looking for Giannis rather than CJ right now. You know, so
I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yeah, like, I think just don't get your hopes up. Let me not even talk about it. Just don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back eventually. So.